Hello, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Allow me to get a couple links up real fast, and we will get going. Thankfully, they haven't started, so we haven't missed anything. Hopefully, you guys will all be able to get back in easily enough. I'm so sorry about that. I feel like this always happens, and I am cursed. I really genuinely feel like I am cursed. All right, let me get a picture real quick so I can get a new link up for this stream on Instagram. All right. That's very blurry. Here we go, everybody! My internet just died and I had to reset really fast. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm grabbing a quick
show, the Mortal Realms Reforged. My name's Lewis and I'll be your host for this.
I'm grabbing a quick photo for Instagram so that we can get a new link up.
Mortal Realms. I'll be checking in with the wonderful folks at the Warhammer studio to see what they've been conjuring up in this brand new edition of Age of Sigmar. The Mortal Realms will never be the same again. So without further ado, let's get things started.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, no, we had to restart due to the buffering issues. I'm so sorry. We will get back up. We will get back up. It's already jumping back up. Am I very loud? I'm sorry. Here, hold on. There we go. I am a little softer now. Sorry about that. Yes, it does. I'm not dropping frames this time. It's great. Clearly, I was having problems with that. All right, let me just get a link going right now. I am so excited for all the Skaven versus, honestly, the Stormguard, the new new Stormcast Eternal have actually been really cool, so I do like it. Yeah, we're live. Woo! Here we go. So sorry about that, everybody. So sorry. Okay, I need to get this up really fast. Give me 1 second. What? Okay, I am here and we are live and I am so hyped for the new Mortal Realms and for us to figure out what exactly is this new game going to look like. I am very curious about the new miniatures, the new system, everything that we've got. Yeah, we're back. We're back. Thank you guys for coming back. Appreciate you being here. Oh my gosh, yes! Let's go.
The elite champions of the Mortal Realms have been hurled down by the God King himself. I'm joined by Robin, Phil, and Daz from the Warhammer Studios to chat all things Stormcast Eternals. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
No worries. So let's kick things off. What do we know about the Stormcast Eternals in this new edition?
So we're seeing some new folks come out this time around, the Ruination Chamber, alongside some classics, the old Warrior Chamber guys, Liberators and Prosecutors.
I do like them.
So the Ruination Chamber are pretty special.
I can see the little pinwheels on, or the little pinwheels on the hats. That'd be so fun.
And over time, they become more and more effectively like a weapon, like the mask and the hammer, rather than a human being that they once were.
With the new miniatures from the Ruination Chamber, how have you gone about sort of tonally shifting that kind of from a design perspective?
Well, we wanted them to feel much more brutal and much heavier, so we faceted the armor more, and you'll notice that they're layered up more. And they've got the parchment, which
hopefully
carries
not.
their deeds
W
on them.
Hunt. Hopefully
We've got the
not.
heavy cloaks on them as well, and we've added new weapons we've not seen before as well. So there's something new, something different, something heavy and gritty that we've not really tapped into.
They really are. I want to say going to that gritty point. They really are going into a more grim, dark look with Age of Sigmar.
Lord Terminus. Yes. I mean, he's very, very striking. You notice him straight away, and we've added some Memorians in there as well.
Those Memorians are they're kind of like a squire is to a knight, but they're there to connect these Reclusians to their history and to their humanity.
And normally they're the sort of characters you see in the background in artwork.
I do like this model. I like the mask that he's got on.
It'll reinforce the character and the narrative of the miniatures, but also scaled the miniatures really well. So from a miniatures point of view, if it was the first time that you saw a Stormcast,
Stuart, thank you, and welcome back to you as well.
The size of a man, so it really
I wasn't going to abandon this. I wanted to see this. I wanted to see what they had to say about the new 4th edition of Age of Sigmar.
The whole team did a great job designing those miniatures. So.
Yeah. That's great. So we've got a different storm host now in the Hollow Knights as well. So what was the process of bringing those new miniatures to life?
We've seen our very shiny Liberators, forefront, the poster boys of the Rangers, and now how do we get these kind of more grittier feel to it?
Yeah.
So that's what you'll see in the paintings, the texture that has been also sculpted
It is such a
reinforced with that
beautiful
paint
miniature.
to
I
make
always
them have
like
that little
when they
bit
do
like, these
feathers
have been
on some of their
not
designs.
locked
It
away
looks
and
so
forgotten
good.
about. That's very much they're very much still part of the units, but they're saved.
You think they're going to
for
introduce more chaos?
things like the Nor.
I could
it's like
absolutely see
really
that. I
kicked
could
off.
absolutely see
These are
that.
the ones that dragged out. So how do we reinforce that? So you'll see that with some of those darker tones and the much more tarnished metals. There's a lot of exploration into how do we represent that in the paint.
That grittier feel.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about what can players expect in the box.
But on the Stormcast side, we have almost like two small forces that have allied together. Effectively the call to action guys, the classic warrior chamber guys, and then the Reclusians and the Ruination Chamber.
I know, the
come out
Mountain
to join
Knight is
them
so
and
good.
together, you know, link their shields and maybe, just maybe, hold back that ridiculous.
Like I said, I
Skaven
really
destroying
enjoy
planes.
what we've been
Not only that, you
seeing
also
out
get
of
a
the
story,
new
effectively, you get
Stormcast
the story
Eternal
of the
designs.
fighter,
Like
the
that
war front
grittier look that
is
they keep
across the
bringing
eastern
up,
part.
I
You're
think is
learning
a
bit more
very
about the journey of the
positive
Stormcast. We're not at
change
the end yet, but we are
in
seeing them
a
in
design
sort of
direction, at least on an
autumn, I
aesthetic
suppose.
level,
And
that I'm
yeah,
digging.
these-
I also do like that
these
they're
men
trying
and
to
women only have a
question
few more
and have them
reforgings,
question even
and
more
then
so their
that's them.
rebirth and how
They will
much they're
lose themselves
losing each
completely.
time,
For me,
which I
think
do
the whole
hope
thing just
leads
makes
to something
Stormcast
extremely
way more
interesting
appealing. As a painter
within
myself
a
on the
maybe
hobby
a
side,
a
I'm really looking forward
split
to painting some up.
amongst the
and all
Sigmar
those new
Marines.
textures and things to play
Like
with
that would
and
be
everything
interesting
as well,
amongst the
and just
Stormcast Eternal. Like
tone's
maybe
changed so much
we'll
as well.
get
They're just really exciting, the whole
Chaos
set.
Stormcast Eternal in
In the
some
box,
way.
it gives you much
Maybe
more depth
corrupted
to
by
the
Nagash,
Stormcast,
perhaps,
as you're
or
saying, what
allied
we're
with
used to
Nagash,
seeing
and
the
therefore like their souls are
Liberators,
manipulated in
they're still
darker
exciting,
ways.
so you're giving them
I have
this
no
like
idea,
bit
but
of
I
a
think it could be
weaponry.
very interesting.
But also with the
I completely understand
Marines
that, Charles.
that
They do
extra
have a
kind of
little bit of that
texture in-
WoW
we've
Lord,
not
like
seen this before.
League of
So it
Legends,
just gives you a
Fortnite
much
character
more
style, where they're kind of big
deeper
and
view of,
chunky.
like the life of
I will give you. I'm not as
Well, Robin, Phil, Daz, thank you so
worn
much for
out, I
agreeing to
guess,
chat
on
to us
that because I
about
don't
Stormcast
play a
Eternals.
lot
We
of
really
those
appreciate
games
it. Don't go anywhere,
consistently.
guys. We've got lots
So
more
I
coming up
don't
right after this.
see that art style as much. Yeah, let's look at some previews. Let's look at some miniatures. Let's look at the Skaven, our little rat friends. Oh, new clan rats. Hence why we weren't seeing any on the website. Oh, I like the warp stone in their like arms. That's cool. I always used to run a lot of, or fight against a lot of Warplock Giselles when I would play against Chaos Cultists in Total War Warhammer 2. That makes sense. Ooh, good. That's great. I'm excited that there is a dark soulification, as Matt Rose has put it, for the new AOS sculpts. That's exactly what I'm hoping for. I want the
Chaos
chittering
strikes
wave.
back in an endless swarm of teeth, claws, and matted fur. Yes, the diabolical.
I
Skaven
really
are
like the
here
amount of detail
to
you're
gnaw
getting as well,
away at
Charles.
the mortal
Absolutely.
realms. I'm joined by Sergey, Phil, and Max from the studio to chat about all things Ratmen. Guys, welcome to the show. So let's jump straight in. What do we know about the Skaven in this new edition, and what makes them so much more horrifying than ever before?
Yes, please tell
So
me
we're
all
seeing
about
there
them.
Billions, literally billions of Skaven are coming out of this thing, and they're all hissing and boiling and pouring over the lands. What we're seeing in this box set is like, imagine the camera zooming in to one part of that huge nation-spanning battle line. So we're trying to emphasize not only the Skaven have still got loads of fun character to them, they're still treacherous, cowardice.
Guys, we
guys
can't
that
give
will
you
just stab you in the
actually
back.
billions
Look
of
at you.
miniatures.
Yeah,
It would
but
cost
they
too
also
much and you
are-
wouldn't buy
they're
them. So
horrifying
we've
at this
shrunk
point.
it
They're
down.
on their best day, and there are just so many of them.
And so from a painting and sort of sculpting design perspective, how have you kind of married those two things together?
What we're trying to accomplish basically is to introduce new elements that make them look more red, more disgusting, more vicious, but
I
at the
like
same
that.
time being faithful to the legacy of the range, all the key elements that makes them look unique and special, what we call the visual language, all those little thingies But with a new touch,
Like all
by
the
using
triangles.
new
They have
techniques
so
and new
many
technologies that
triangles.
we have on our reach right now.
Yeah, that's great. So in terms of painting as well, that
Oh,
must
yeah.
open up some real
Hunt, we're
opportunities.
absolutely
Definitely. One thing
getting
that we did
more
really early
detail
on
than you
with-
probably
with
would have seen in
coming back to Skaven
1997.
again after so
Although I
many
will
years
say,
was
some of those
to
older
really
sculpts,
kinda
if you really look
sense
at them,
check,
there is
like,
quite a
if
bit
they're
of
in
detail in
these
there. The
dank
limitation is just
environments, they're
hand
not
sculpting
living their
versus being
best
able to
life, they're
digitally
not getting all
sculpt
their
them and then
nutrients,
get higher
they
fidelity that
probably
way.
wouldn't look that healthy and that happy. And we're trying to really convey that and pick up where the sculpting is left off and dial it up to 11 with the painting, essentially. And that's across the entire thing. Just really
I love what they've done on the
digging
banners.
into like what makes
Like that
them
triangle
look
pattern and everything
really
down into the
sinister
blood
and,
red
like, how
tattered
can we bring
pieces.
that
Oh, so
believability
good.
to what,
Just
like,
so good.
the core essence of a Skaven really is.
Yeah, and we've got, as you were saying, like the range is absolutely huge in terms of those new Skaven and some of the classic kits as well. So talk us through some of your like personal favourites.
The grace here, I think, like that's a big one for me, and I think because of the legacy of that archetype, like there have been Graciers pretty much as long as there have been Skaven, and there have been different representations of that throughout the years, and to see that
It does kind of
follow
look like
through
pizza
into
slices,
this
you're right.
new modern,
It
in my
does.
opinion, ultimate version of a Gracier is super exciting, and to be able to work on that is
No,
a dream
Clico,
come true,
I do
I
not
really
stream
love
on
painting
Twitch.
Giselles
I
when
only
was
ever
young, and
stream
the,
on
The
YouTube.
idea of the Skaven sharpshooter, because they're cowards.
It
really, and they
was
want to be
futurist.
able
I
to
completely
make a difference,
agree.
but
GW
definitely
bringing
from way
banners
at the
back
back.
and
Yeah,
really
exactly.
emphasizing them
they're just
amongst
really
their
lovely
models,
little
both
duos.
on
The guns are
the
different
Age of
this time as
Sigmar
well,
Old
and
World
much
side, as well
technologically
as
advanced
the
in places.
40k side and Horse Heresy side.
My personal
Really nice
favorites,
move. I
basically
love
two
banners. I
are
think
the
they're so
Clan
fun.
Rats and the Rat Ogres.
Yes.
I love the Clan Rats because they are the embodiment of everything that Skaven society is. They are wretched, they are ugly, they are disgusting. But at
No,
the
they're
same
cute
time,
and
they are
adorable. Oh my
fierce.
gosh, stop being so
When we
mean to
were
them.
considering in the design studio how to make the Clan Rats, we were considering all those elements, those visual language that I mentioned before. But at the same time, we're trying to consider the customer experience. Every single Skaven Clan Rat is made of only two pieces, two parts, and because all the textures are very
They are a
graphic
little bit,
and
aren't
very
they?
simple, even though the model can look very busy, it's actually a pretty simple experience to paint. So with a very limited palette of colors and with
Which is one of the things
even
that I
the
do
fewest of the skills
actually
of painting, you
legitimately
can
appreciate them
achieve a
taking into
great result with them.
consideration
And
with
about the,
some of these
the
designs,
Rat Ogres,
especially
I love them
infantry.
because as a Skaven collector myself, I was waiting for a new kit for ages, and finally we've got those beautiful models that also come with several options. You can build them in different ways. This time along, when designing the Rat Ogres, they are a mixture of gorillas and rats. They are a perfect mix between bipeds and quadrupeds. So when you look at the anatomy, don't expect big pectoral muscles. They are just weird and strange.
That's great. It's sort of like the hulking beasts. You've kind of created these sort of like.
And they are a bit more dynamic. They are like running, advancing in a menacing way.
I do
So they
like
are
the
more
motion
aggressive
we're getting out of
and-
a lot of these
And it's
models
great
now
you talked
too.
about sort of like the user
There
encounter
is
experience in
that
terms
guy.
of
I
keeping
completely
that stuff
agree.
quite
We are getting
simple with its
so much
textures, but
emotion
one thing I
and
really wanna know is how do you
personality
manage
and
that
just
putting in terms of the
character
Skaven, there's so
out of
many
all these
clans
Skaven.
sort of
Honestly,
coming
you
together,
get it
working
out of the
together,
Stormcast
working
Eternal
together,
too. Like
stabbing
I will
each
give
other in
them.
the
They
back.
are doing
How
a
would you
much
manage
better
that
job
from
with
like
that
a
of
paint
projecting
perspective, like,
personality, even with all the
I think
masks and
having an
everything, which I
army
think is
that
very
is
cool.
so chaotic and broken up in a way where these different clans are represented, it makes it unique, and it gives it a different kind of flavor to a lot of the other factions in Age of Sigmar. It says something about them on a personal level. And then you can
One
kind
thing
of
I
use
will
these
just call
cues,
out
like the
when it comes to Age of
warpstone
Sigmar,
that's
this
speckled across all of the
Skaven are the
models,
ones
or
that
like
still
just the
feel
fur
the most
textures and
like
the
their
skin that help
original
tie the army
old world
together.
counterparts.
then specific
And I know that's
pieces
partially
of
because they like
rags and
tunneled their way
cloths and,
from the
like,
old
the
world,
right
right?
icons
Like
in the right
canonically in
places
the
can
lore.
tell that secondary like underlying
Mark,
story
my
of, like, oh, these
favorite
are actually
models
from
to
this part, and
paint.
these guys are from over
Oh
here, and
gosh,
they're
that's
kinda
such a
working together
difficult
right now,
question
but
because
they're
I
not
really
just one big
enjoy
happy family.
a lot of different models. Like
just
I
as
like painting
beautiful and
larger
archaic
models generally
core
because I think there's a
nastiness
bit more opportunity to
pouring towards
explore
you.
and
I think,
play with
it's
texture
gonna be so much fun to play on
and
the
sometimes
battlefield, to tell
freehand and
stories
just
with,
details because
and
there
just to paint
generally
the
is more
guys and put so
detail
much
on
thought
a
into
larger
it. It's
model.
an absolute tour
But,
de
like-
force of a box set.
Yeah.
About that, I remember now.
I mean, I really like painting orcs, both Age of Sigmar or 40k. I think both are very fun. Death Guard are very fun to paint. Necrons are a lot of fun to paint. Gosh,
horde.
I like
that
painting
was
too many
like
things, honestly.
What's normally do in
undulating.
real life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They-
you can
they
do
was-
so much
we're trying to
customization with
imply-
orcs.
imply that in
Skaven
the
are
new
also
model,
really
so
fun. I've painted a
every
number of
single clan
Skaven.
rat is a different size, not because they are badly made, but because we are trying to, recreate that effect of they moving like a swarm of big human rats.
Yeah, it's that level of detail that makes them so sort of like kinetic and dynamic as well, which is really lovely. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you ever so much for popping in to chat to us about all things Skaven. I'm super excited for them to scurry into the new edition very, very soon. Don't go anywhere, guys. We've got lots more announcements coming right after this.
What are we looking at now? Pyromancers are even... Oh, going fast. All right. New areas. Ah, okay. New realms, perhaps? Okay, so we're getting a little breakdown of the book a bit. Standard stuff. Maps, lore, how to build your army, the rules, of course. All right, start turn hero phase. Oh, I didn't get to finish reading. I'm excited that we're getting peeks at the rulebook at least. I assume they're not going to show us that much. They're going to really focus on the art a lot of the times and the fluffy bits. Okay, they did give us a little preview there. I'm hoping they'll show it to us again in a little bit more detail, or at least talk about it. Starting to show some stat lines as well.
A brand new edition means a brand new core book and much
do
more
have a new
for
core
the
book.
Age of Sigmar. I'm joined by Phil, Matt, and Ben from the Warhammer Studios to peruse through the pages that make up the Mortal Realms. So
It's not
we chatted a little bit
after
about this before.
fantasy.
You guys have decided to
I mean, I
go
guess
with
in the
a little
sense
bit
that
more
like
of
they
a
blew
mortal
up,
eye
literally
view
blew
to
up
this
the
brand
old
new core
world,
book for the new edition.
and
Can you
now
tell us a
they're
little bit
in
about
like
that?
Yeah, absolutely.
multiple
We've
different
got this very
spheres,
god's
which
eye view
are their
in
own
Age of
realms,
Sigmar
and they're all
1 and 2.
connected by like
Really great
gateways,
stuff,
but not
mythic
all the gateways are
foundation for Age of
identical.
Sigmar, but
And that's about as much as I know, because with Age of Sigmar is one of those systems that I've never super gotten into, and I'm actually kind of hoping maybe with this edition I can.
Keeps the artillerists, the wizards, what are they up to, and how do they see the Mortal Realms? And that's fascinating, actually. That's given us loads of variety and texture to our stories.
You're getting that sort of like lore tapas, aren't you? Sort
Yeah,
of like
yeah,
bits
exactly.
here, little bits here and there, opinions and that kind of thing. It's really, really lovely. So let's chat rules then. So
Ooh, you
it's a
could
really
use
big
them as
shift in the rules.
Sanguinor
It's sort of
proxies.
a kind of
Absolutely.
ground-up rewrite of the rules, as it were. And talk to me
Charge,
about some of
combat,
your
and a
kind of
turn. Okay,
focus
so
points
it's
with
pretty
those kind of
standard still.
changes for the new edition.
So with the rules this go around, we really had three main goals. The first was to make sure that the game was easy to learn, but still very difficult to master, right? Kind of the hallmark of a lot of good games.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have less systems to learn, but kind of more skill to master them. The second big focus for us was on kind of building on that interactivity, making sure that both players are
Oh,
active
absolutely.
and
They
engaged
are
in
very
every
Space Marine
turn
looking.
and phase of
The
game.
Stormcast
And then the
Eternals, so you
final
could
goal
totally use
was,
them
really
as
focusing on making
kit bashing
every
options.
battle as exciting as it can be, and having these kind of closely fought battles. There's a lot of interesting counterplay, interesting shifts within the game, and mechanics like the underdog mechanic that kind of help bring those games closer together and result in those really exciting finishes that we all remember for years to come.
Yeah, amazing. So we've also got the Fire and Jade book as well as the core book with this new edition. What is that? Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, well, I do want to know what the Fire and Jade book
You need
is.
to play Spearhead for every
Ah,
faction.
So it's really
Okay.
fun just reading through that book. It's a beautiful book, and kind of discovering.
so it's your index basically
and getting inspired
to make
by
sure that
different
you can use
factions.
all
I
of
thought
your
this sounded
old
pretty cool.
armies in the
Maybe
current
I'd like to-
edition.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like to play them.
You've got to watch out. Going through Fire and Jade, you will see something new that you're like, oh, that would be really, I like it. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do all the destruction ones at the moment, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
I've got all the
focusing on
death ones.
destruction. Yeah. And it's hard to just do one, you know.
Yes.
It
of
is always
course,
hard to
yeah.
just
So
do one
talk to
army.
me a little bit about some of your
why I
personal
have, like,
highlights,
12.
in this new edition.
For me, it's the section we have on the Mortal Realms themselves.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, so how would we learn information? Well, we'd probably be there talking around over a meal or at the pub. So we've written from the perspective of Callus and Toll talking about.
I find
how
it
realms
really
work.
interesting
Then
that
the
they're
necromancers
they're
explaining
going
how the realm
into
of
this.
death
We're
works,
gonna
and
really
actually this
focus
is
on the
pretty quite
commoner
lightning
man
gas. Don't tell
in
which
these
hunters.
realms now,
So you're getting
which
really,
I feel like
almost
was
like you're
exactly
hearing
what
from
they were
the
trying to
monsters
move
themselves.
away from
Bits of
when
art
they
and,
started Age of Sigmar,
artifacts
because
and,
everybody
it
became
kind of takes you on a
heroic.
journey through. It's almost like looking at a travel book.
Like
or
they
something,
they
right?
focus
Yeah,
so
really
much
get
on
to
like the
Takes you throughout,
leaders
you
and
get these
like
ideas, really immerses you in the realms.
Yeah, we're really happy.
I don't
with
know.
it.
It just
got a
it
beautiful
feels like it's
gatefold,
such an interesting new
fold-out map.
take.
You get to see the cosmos if you want to really zoom out and see how
Yeah.
the metaphysics of Age of Sigmar works. So we've tried to cover it all from the top to the bottom.
That's lovely.
One of the really exciting things, you also have the GHB. So for the first time, we're including
Yes.
all of the contents of the GHB in card form. So really fun stuff, and you can just jump right in and start playing.
Lovely. Well, guys, thank you ever so much for popping in to chat to us about the core book and lots of the stuff that the new edition offers us as well. I'm sure everyone cannot wait to get their hands on it very, very soon. A whole host of fresh releases.
I am
and
curious
some
if they're going to give us a
wonderful
release
miniatures to
date
gaze
at the
upon
end of
too.
this preview.
Don't forget, you can let us know which releases you're most excited for by hitting us up on any of
Oh
our
my
socials.
goodness, it
And you
is-
can remind yourself
that is
of
very
everything you
early in the
see
morning
after
for
the
you
show
there in
over on
Spain.
the Warhammer Community website too. But that's not all, because we've got lots more coming up right now. In fact, I caught up with the Warhammer studio about Age of Sigmar's brand new way to play, and lots more.
All right, let's see.
Spearhead is
Let's
a
find
brand
out
new
about
way
the new
to play
Spearhead.
Warhammer Age of Sigmar. It's fast-paced, well-balanced, and easy to get started, making it ideal for all players. Join us as we take a look at this exciting game mode.
Okay.
As the mortal realms are engulfed in mayhem and violence, Spearhead forces are dispatched far and wide to seek out ancient sites of power and keep them from falling into enemy hands. Will you take up the call to battle and lead a Spearhead force to victory? In Spearhead games, players engage in small-scale tactical battles,
Okay.
fought on a compact battlefield, meaning you can set up a game even with limited space. Games use
Just like the
specially
combat
tailored
patrols.
rules to ensure that every battle is an exciting affair that comes right down to the final
In
few
June,
rolls
probably?
of the
Okay.
dice. In
That makes
Spearhead,
sense.
Players use a fixed set of units called a Spearhead army that has its own rules. Each of these has a corresponding boxed set that contains all the models you need. Whatever army style you like, you'll find a Spearhead to match. Choose one with a small model count to get going quickly. Unleash an entire horde, or pick an army with a stunning centerpiece miniature. Spearhead battles are fought on realm battlefields, and each side of the board represents a different realm.
Okay.
Iran, the realm of life, and Akshi, the realm of fire. Every Spearhead army has a set of regiment abilities and enhancements that you select before each battle.
Oh,
This
I guess you're
means
right.
you
Technically,
can
it would be
easily tweak
early
your
because it's
army
like
every
super
time
early in
you
the
play,
morning.
making each game
If I
different.
was still up
Try out
through
new
the
things,
day, I would
or
be
look
that
for
would be
different
late
ways to beat your
into
opponents.
that day, I guess, that you had been awake,
Spearhead
I suppose.
games
Maybe
are
that's
quick
why I
to
said
get
it.
going and always closely fought. But you'll still need to think tactically to outmaneuver your opponent, defeat their army, and come out on top. As the hour of ruin dawns, muster your Spearhead. But will you fight to save the mortal realms, or to damn them to destruction?
All right. I mean, I'm interested in Spearhead
Age of
because it
Sigmar's
does
new
seem like it
edition is
functions
on
a
the
lot
horizon, and with
like
it
Combat
comes a new
Patrol
way to play.
in
I'm joined by
Warhammer
Jimbo,
40k.
Matt, and Ben from the
I'm
studio
curious
to
if
talk
the
all
Spearhead
things
version
Spearhead.
has
Guys,
the
welcome
double
to the show.
turn, which I know some people have been
It's
very
absolute pleasure to have you. So,
hit or
let's
miss
dive
about.
straight in. What can new and existing players expect to experience with this new way to play Age of Sigmar?
No dwarf
So they
games
can
go
expect
quickly. I mean,
a
that's
small
fair. They're so
format
slow
game, play
moving,
on a
right?
coffee table. You play in an hour, so it's
Release
super
is gonna
quick
be in
play,
July?
once you've learned the rules. And
Got
there's
it,
so
okay.
much replayability in it as well, with the board being double-sided, the twist decks and things like that.
Spearhead really leverages the new modular structure of the rules. So Spearhead only uses the core rules. So it doesn't use any of the advanced rules modules. And that means that it's really, really easy to learn. You just have to read, the few pages of core rules covering the basics of moving and fighting using abilities. And then, you read
They
the
do have
Spearhead
double
battle
turn?
pack and you're right into
Interesting.
playing. And the cool thing is that, when you get into playing, you actually kind of learn and discover a lot of the.
I'm really surprised they
advanced
kept
rules. So
that. I
you
feel like
get
that's
kind of
a rule that a lot
an
of people
introduction
don't like
to a lot of these
normally,
advanced rules
because it
modules, and it's a really
feels
smooth transition going into the larger scale game.
it
To really
feels
help with that,
unfair,
we've got War Scrolls specifically
or
for
at minimum
Spearhead,
extremely
and within that, we
discouraging
keep
to
the stat
whoever
line and the weapon profiles the same
doesn't
between
get the
that
double
and when you
turn.
play larger Age of Sigmar.
Because I feel like if you
So,
get a double
so you
turn,
realise
it pretty
correlation
much
of step by step way of
guarantees your
playing, so
winning.
players will get to know these things really
Depending on,
easily.
especially if you're
And
going
to
up
keep
against
Spearhead a
like
little
somebody
bit
who's
more,
newer to the game versus somebody who
smaller
and
and
you're
easier to
a more
read, some of the
experienced player.
abilities
But
are tuned just for Spearhead.
And I imagine with like some new ways to
Matt
play,
Rose is
create
the
some
reason we
really,
still
like,
have that.
exciting new
Bummer.
challenges for the studio. So talk to us a little bit about some of the mechanics that you've utilized to create some real close combat on the battlefield.
Red Panda, welcome,
So,
welcome.
First of all, we've managed to create a system which we call the twist system. So at the start of each battle round, players will draw a card from the twist deck, and that have a really cool effect that will apply to the battlefield just for that battle round. And this combines with another mechanic we use called the underdog. The underdog is the player that has the fewest victory points in that battle round. So that can change during the battle, depending on who's winning and who's not at that point. And with the twist, the underdog will typically get an enhanced effect that both players have, or they'll be able to actually apply the effects of the twist. They can choose where it goes, so they can tactically decide how to make it a bit better for them, get them back into the game, maybe put them ahead of their opponent, but then next turn, their opponent will be the underdog, and they get to do the same
That's
thing back
true.
to
I
them.
mean, if you're in a casual
very
game
nice.
or anything,
Yeah,
you
the
can
thing
just
is the
agree with your
twists are
opponent to not do double turns.
to
That's
each
true.
side of the board.
I wonder
So
how many
it's a
people do
double-sided
that. I wonder if
board
that's like a
within the
rule that's
set.
just ignored
One side is themed around
by
Kyran,
most players,
the other
or if
around
it's
action, and
only
each
ignored
side
by
of the
some
board
players.
has a correlating twist deck. So all of the twists are also kind of narratively very themed to the board, where maybe you'll have more healing or ensnaring vines in Gyran, where in Akshi objectives might literally explode into fire and burn everyone on them. So it's really fun things, but really helps to pull those games closer together and ensure those kind of fun and exciting finishes. And actually, the twist decks are just two of the decks of cards that you get. The other two are each player will have a deck of tactics cards.
I'm
So
curious
these
also what the
tactics
twist deck is going to end up
introduce,
being like. Like
two
how
concepts
what
that
kind
would
of
be
twists
familiar
are they
to
going to
veteran
do?
Players of Age of Sigmar, which is
You
battle
ignore a
tactics
lot of the a
and
lot of their
command
rules. That's
abilities.
fair. I could believe that
And it does
100%.
so in a really easy to use system. So you're going to have.
I feel like
each
that
player's gonna
frequently
have 3
happens
cards
in
at a
these
time.
systems, especially the longer that they
And
go.
at the
Players will
top
just be
half
like,
of each
well,
card,
we're playing
there's a
casually.
tactic
This
you
is in
can
my local
score.
game store. Who cares?
Each one is worth 1 point.
We're gonna
in
do
your
what's
turn. You can
fun
score
and what
all
works for
3 in your
us.
turn. So you have
As
these
long
kind
as
of
that is deemed
secondary
fair by
objectives you're
everybody
gonna be
playing,
trying to look
why
at the
not, right?
battlefield, figuring out how you could score. And at the bottom half of each card, there's a really powerful command you can use to get that interactivity and counterplay in your opponent's turn. The trick is that if you play that card to use the command, you can't score the tactic on top. So there's a really fun trade-off.
Interesting. Okay, so if you use the
do I
card
wanna use the
to do the
command? Do I wanna use the tactic? And maybe if
command,
there's a
you
tactic
can't
that's
score the
difficult to
tactic.
achieve,
Fascinating.
the command will then be really useful.
Yeah.
And so there's a really fun play, and because those change each time you play the game with the ones that you'll have at any given time, it makes each game feel really unique and really special.
Very nice. Well, guys, thank you ever so much for popping in and chatting to us. about
fair
Spearhead.
enough.
I, for one, cannot wait to play it again. I've only played one game, but yeah, 100% win rate so far. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be back with some Warhammer Age of Sigmar content right after this.
Look at our beautiful miniatures. East. 24 Stormcast Eternals. 50 Skaven! That's appropriate. That feels like a horde in comparison to the Stormcast. I do like the cards. Always like getting a playing board. It's a lot of plastic. I also like that it's just called Skaven
As
Tide.
we all know by now, Age
We can't
of
call it
Sigmar's
Vermintide.
new
That's
edition
copyright
is
by a
on
different
the
company,
way, and
even
what
though
a
it's technically
series
our
of
brand.
reveals and announcements we've had as part of this preview show. Now I'm back with Jimbo, Matt, and Ben from the studio before we wrap up to give you a little overview of what we've seen. So, guys, what is part of the Skaven Tide box set?
Spearhead
So
only
this
uses
box
the
is
deck.
absolutely Jam. So
The twist
first,
deck, you mean?
But not least, you get the brand new core book. So
Always good to
274
have
page
terrain,
book,
right?
full of background, bestiary, showcase, all the rules, path to glory, and for the first time ever, you also get the General's Handbook included in the launch set in a card format. So it's got your battle tactics, your battle plans, your season rules, everything you need to play the GHB.
Okay. And then, of course, in addition to those books, you get an absolute ton of miniatures. So you're going to get nearly 75 different Citadel miniatures in the box. 2 different armies, the Skaven and the Stormcast Eternals. So on the Skaven side, you've got 40 clan rats. You've got a beautiful new Grey Seer.
I do love the Grey Seer.
Probably one of my favorite models in the box. Warpwalk Engineer leading 3 Giselles.
Do you like? Okay, I really
long-range
like their
sniper
wood
support.
texture.
You've got 3.
Like,
brand new
there's
Rat
just
Ogres.
like look
You've
at it
got
all. It's so
a,
good. And one of the things that I
Rathalos
love,
Blaster,
absolutely
kind of this crazy
adore
spiral
your
on the
Craven the
screen.
Skaven. I
And
understand
you've
Futurist.
got a
I understand because I'm Craven the
riding
Skaven too.
crazy
Like one of the things that I
novice who's
absolutely
kind
love
of
about the
the
Skaven is the
centerpiece in
combination
general
of
the
all
Skaven
of
set.
the
And then on the
very
Stormcast Eternals
gnarled
side,
wood
you've got
with the
your,
wrought
Lord,
iron.
Vigilant,
Whereas in juxtaposition
riding
of our
Grimstalker leading
Stormcast
the force,
Eternal, where they're like,
supporting 10 Liberators,
even in this more
3
grim, darky
Prosecutors,
vibe, they're
3
still
of the
plate mail
Reclusians,
and
who are accompanied by
shiny
these
and
2
like
Memorians, kind of
crisp
remind them
and
of their
clean
humanity.
looking
You've got a
compared
Lord
to the Skaven.
Terminos,
It's just
also
such a
accompanied by
good,
Memorian. You've
just
got
such a
Veritan,
good
with a Griff Crow,
combination
and then
of
you've got
things. I love it.
Knight Quester, completing that set. So lots of spectacular heroes, lots of spectacular models. 2 really.
Yes,
really
Haveman.
exciting
Not all of the
And how about
games
some
have
Spearhead stuff as
cards
well?
I'll say we're not finished.
like
There's
that,
more.
but
There's more.
some of them
So yeah,
do.
you get everything
In
you
particular,
need for the
Spearhead
Spearhead.
uses
You get the
some.
Fire and Jade
You
book,
can also
you get a
use, I think, the
double-sided
tactic
board,
cards,
so
maybe
one
in
side
the
is Skyrim,
core
one side is
game,
actually
but some of them are
4
specific
pieces
to
of terrain,
like
specifically for Spearhead,
a
which is
certain play
amazing.
style.
And then you get the decks of cards you need. So 1 deck for each player, which has the battle tactics and the commands on them. And then you get the twist deck for Akshi and 1 for Gairan as well. So pretty awesome all round.
Pretty awesome all round. Well, guys, thank you ever so much for doing that for me because I don't think.
Yeah,
I'd
they
be
really.
able
I
to
think
do
they chose very
all of that
well
on my
with
own.
these
What
2
an amazing
armies
offering
to
as
go
well.
up against
And
each
thank
other.
you for being with us. We hope you've enjoyed it just as much as we have. Before we wrap up, let's check out that fabulous cinematic. And don't forget, if you want to check out any of the reveals that you've seen, head to the Warhammer Community website on warhammercommunity.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next time on the Warhammer Preview Show.
All right, let's see what this final preview is. Ooh, dark music.
Well, we're not done yet. Raining those rats, Lewis. You're gonna get
Yay!
your first chance to see Spearhead live here in
Screw
Dallas. Got my
seeing
event
that
badge
final
ready to
preview.
go. I'm Paul. Got
Hold
Adam
on.
here. G'day, how you doing, everybody? We're gonna have some very special
I'm
guests
gonna-
playing the
hold on,
first ever
hold on.
live televised Spearhead fight between Stormcast and Skaven.
Oh my lord! I can't.
Oh my
wait.
lord.
2 fantastic athletes to show you the inside
Yes,
of Spearhead
yes.
for a brand
2
new
fantastic
season.
athletes. You know
I
who
hope
those
you'll
athletes
enjoy
are?
the preview. Hang out. You're gonna see
Kip
it again. If you missed
Sabian
any part of that, and come back
and
in about 20, 25
Claudio
minutes, you're gonna
Casanoli
see the
from
first ever
AEW.
battle.
I'm so
See you soon.
excited.
Do not want to miss it.
Okay, and now we're getting our preview. And I'm in the middle. Hold on, I gotta move myself. Whoop. Oh, it's this one. Okay, we have seen this preview before, so that's fine. So we are going to be continuing the stream. I want to watch the bout between Claudio and Kip. While this is going, I'm going to briefly step away. I'm going to get some water, and I'm actually going to see if maybe I can get Chaos Cultist in here to join me so we can commentate on Claudio and Kip's match. Let's see what happens. Give me 1 moment. I'll be right back, everybody. No, they did. They made a very good starter. I completely agree with you. Okay, give me like 5 minutes, probably less than that. All right, hello everybody, I am back. Now, I realized I don't have a second mic set up or headphones set up, so I will have to fix that later. We're not going to have Chaos Cultist joining us, but we are going to watch this match between Claudio and Kip, and I am so excited. I'm so, like, I want to see how the Spearhead goes. I also want to see how fast it actually ends up being, right? Like, that would be really cool. Ooh, converting them to chaos models, I could see it. They are spiky. They are definitely spiky, so I could see it completely working. I do like the Claw Lord. Like, I think this is the model I'm very excited for out of the main, like, the new set, is this one in particular. Also, the Gracier is very cool. I love his little rat friends. That's not new, by the way. Like, obviously, you guys probably know this, but, like, Skaven have always done that, but I really like that they've made them even larger, because I feel like they used to be a little bit smaller, and now they're just, they just keep upscaling the rats. The rats keep getting bigger and bigger, and it's great. Okay, I think now, while they're probably getting set up, they're just going to replay all of the previews that we saw, which is great. We get a nice little recap, seeing everything. So, if you guys were to be getting this new set, how many of you, actually tell me in chat, how many of you are planning on picking up the new Age of Sigmar 4th edition starter set? Because I do really think this is a good one. I don't remember what last editions was. You're splitting 3? What are you taking? Are you going Skaven or are you going with Stormcast Eternal? I think probably... You're getting it, Uncle Buck? All right, nice. Depends on if it's $600 or not. I mean, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. You're just grabbing the rule book, Red Panda. I mean, you probably have enough of the models already. You don't necessarily need the new ones, right?
New way to play Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
Oh, that's right. It was the Cruel Boys versus the Stormcast Eternal. You're right. I did pick that one up. I should have remembered that because I liked the new orcs.
Join us as we take a look at this exciting game.
You collect both Skaven and Sigmarines? Well, there you go. It's a perfect box for you then. Stormcast Eternal. That's what I thought you were. I was like, I'm pretty sure LX is Stormcast from what I've seen in Discord, but like I wasn't sure if maybe you had fallen to Chaos and decided to go Skaven.
And keep them from falling into enemy hands. Will you take up
You're hoping to split with your friend Matthew? That's great. Like that's honestly the best way to do it, especially if you don't specifically want both armies.
Players engage in small-scale tactical battles, fought on a compact.
You know what, Charles? I understand completely. It's just sometimes the game isn't for you, and you want to stick to the old world, and I get that. I respect that.
To ensure that every battle is an exciting affair that comes right down to the final few rolls of the dice. In Spearhead, players use a fixed set of units called
Good, I'm really glad.
That has its own rules.
It's sometimes nice. Sometimes you got to step away from like your OG faction and then go into a new one.
You need. Whatever army style you like, you'll find a Spearhead to match. Choose one with a small model count to get going quickly. Unleash an entire horde or pick an army with a stunning centerpiece miniature. Spearhead battles are fought on realm battlefields, and each side of the board represents a different realm. Gairan, the realm of life, and Akshi, the realm of fire. Every Spearhead army has a set of regiment abilities and enhancements that you select before each battle. This means you can easily tweak your army every time you play, making each game different. Try out new things, or look for different ways to beat
like the new look of the Stormcast, though.
Spearhead games are quick to get going and always closely
The core book is the core set of rules that you need no matter what faction that you were playing within the game to actually play the game. So no matter if you're playing Stormcast Eternals, Skaven, Chaos,
muster your Spearhead.
Destruction of any variety, like orcs, something like that, you would need to get the core book in order to have your basics of your rules in order to play. Now, the core book is so large and thick because it's full of a lot of full color pictures, gives you a lot of information about the lore of the world, the fluff, background on all the various factions and everything. And so it ends up being a very thick book. The rule set actually only ends up being a very small section in the back, but you do need it to play the game. No, this is for real, JPC. It is Claudio versus Sabian from AEW in a Age of Sigmar Spearhead match. In fact, I think that is hopefully going to begin after we finish watching these trailers one more time. And I'm so hyped. I have no idea what this is going to actually end up being like. It's one of the main reasons I'm here. And I know that Kip is playing Skaven, so I probably will be rooting for him. I'm sorry for any of you that are rooting for the Stormcast Eternal and Claudio. But for me, it's all about them Skaven.
Sigmar told us we were chosen. Warriors, stolen from death. To be reforged as his weapons.
No problem.
The immortal sons and daughters of the Storm God.
And what it's doing to their psyche. Messing it up, that's what. Hello, Skaven! It's just, I think part of what it is for the Skaven for me, it's the green. I like the green. I really like the Warpstone. It's just so beautiful. Sound the bells! No, they like that. They like bells. Don't do that. Don't do that. Are you gonna go for one of the smaller starter boxes than Sky Bottom? I hope they start soon too, but I mean, they got a setup and stuff, I'm assuming. Like, you would think that they'd have it already pre-set up, but maybe they're switching cameras and doing all that kind of stuff, you know? No, little Skaven, he fell. You know, Overlord Tweak, that's a good philosophy. Like, maybe just stick to just the ones that you're already playing instead of investing in another, right? We all have so much plastic already.
Sigmar lied. He never told us the true cost of this honor.
Alright, let's go ahead and see.
Soon, all that will remain of me is an echo, lost to the storm. But until that day...
Have they actually... Oops, let me...
fight.
I'm gonna leave this on, but I'm gonna mute desktop for a moment. While we're just seeing the previews. Because, like, oh god... I can't wait to see this page start being populated with some of those new models too, because we were looking at this earlier before I was having issues with my stream and dropping everything, and they don't have any of your basic like clan rats or those kinds of things on the website right now because they're producing the new ones, and I can't wait to see them up here because honestly, even if I don't end up getting the main box set, I think I'm gonna just end up getting a couple of the key models that I really like the Vermin Lord. I think I would end up building him like this. Although these horns, these ones are really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I do like the curly Q of how just gigantic those are. All right, I will have to look more into that at My Mini Factory. I have actually not. I have not played A Plague of Tale. Actually, I don't know if I've heard of that one specifically. Let's go ahead and take a quick look. I want to see... Yeah, this box is so big. Just to recap what we're getting in the box set. 50 Skaven miniatures. Yes! 4 terrain features, which I actually think are pretty cool. We ended up getting these little cool wall pieces. And then some more statues laying on their side, which are always fun. But this guy is so impressive. And I really like the silver tone they've gone with him, you know? Just like really, really cool stuff. And his axe is so badass. Like just absolutely stunning. I mean, griffins are always really cool. I feel like these could be used potentially as Dark Angels because of the pose. It just feels very Dark Angel to me. I do also love this little guy. He's so beautiful. He's got this little hat. The Night Quester is also really cool. God, there are really, like, I admit, I wasn't a big fan of the Stormcast Eternal when they first launched and Age of Sigmar was, like, brand new, but they've grown on me. They've reduced some of the sun elements and made it darker feeling a little bit, which I really like. Like, this color piece, I dig so much. Like, I really, really dig that. I'm still not as fond of, like, the wings. Like, I get it. It's cool. And I do like the way they're painted here, but I've never... I don't know. I guess they are pretty neat. Maybe it's the coloring. I don't feel like it goes quite with the shield for some reason. Maybe that's just me, though. Okay, let's look at the Skaven, because really that's where I'm at. I do love the giant... The Skaven riding a Skaven. I wish there was little Skavens down here, so that there was just all the size of rats. All of them. This is a really cool new model, like they were saying on the video. That was rad. I don't remember this guy, Warlock Engineer. Oh my god, look at his periscope? What is that called? I always forget this. Lookout. The lookout glass. Oh, absolutely you could use the body for Dark Angels, right? I think it would be really cool. The Warp Blaster is such a cool model. I love the steampunkiness of the Skaven so much, but they have they do it a little bit differently than the Dwarven steampunk look, which I do enjoy. This is a bit more slapped together, like ramshackly. Telescope, thank you. Yeah, of course, it's a telescope, doy. But yeah, I really, really like the look of this. Like, I love the stitching and everything. I love all the runes, which is just really cool. And again, this is one of those models, actually, where how I was saying earlier, where I'm really into the Age of Sigmar models, especially Skaven, where they do a combination of the wrought iron with a lot of wood textures. This is one of those models where they do that so well. It's partially because they did just such an excellent patina on this. Yes, Mad Scientist is perfectly a great way to describe the Skaven. I completely agree. These guys are really cool. I do like the new design for the Rat Ogres. And I like that they're very in motion. There was definitely a stagnation to or like a lack of momentum that you have in some of the old models for Old World. I mean, we kind of are seeing them return, right, with the actual new edition of Old World. But now they're starting to get a lot more dynamic, which I just think has been a really nice change. There have been some, like, shorthands. Although I will say, oh my gosh, actually, I want to call out something that I have complained about Games Workshop relatively recently, and I just want to say, I think they have adjusted some things in these more recent models. So for me, I have a problem where I feel like recently the fur texture, like all this beautiful fur texture, has been getting really homogenous amongst a lot of their armies. And I actually want to see, do any of the Stormcast Eternal have any furs? Not really, do they? They're very just steel and cloth. Oh, you have a little bit here. So, like, this is a pretty standard fur texture that they've been doing on, like, pauldrons and capes and that kind of stuff. Like this right here on his shoulder. But I feel like on the Skaven, they've adjusted the patterning a little bit and made it a bit more matted, which I do very much like. Now, I know they do that a little bit on some of the Soulblight Gravelords. So they're still repeating stuff some, but it is nice to see a slightly different texture, I feel like, out of fur. Because I don't know, it was getting so similar to me. So similar. And I really, yeah, this periscope, the spyglass, is definitely just such a cool look, and I love the steampunk, like, contraption that he's standing on, too. With his, do you guys see that he's got a cool metal leg? Like a clawed metal leg? What a great model. Okay, let's look at some more of these guys, like the Warplock Jezzails. I love, again, the wood texture on the gun, as well as the shield. It's just a really, really nice combination. I also really like the blue. Like all of that coppery patina that they're putting on there, along with the muted olive green of their robes. It's a really, really great combination. Really great combination of things. All right, let's see. Are they... All right, they're still just showing preview, so we're good. The board does look exactly the same size as Combat Patrol. I wonder if you could end up using the Combat Patrol boards as well, actually. Since they called out that there's a lot of versatility because you can flip it back and forth and all of that, and they really made that a big deal. If it is the same size, barring that you don't specifically need those, what I'm assuming are gates, to be there, which you might still be able to just mark using objective markers or that kind of thing, because that would be fun. And for anybody that does also have Warhammer 40k, like got the Leviathan box set or really any of the other previous box sets, you could then end up using all the same stuff, which would be really, really cool. I do like the card packs. This one feels very Nurgle. I know it's the Skaven one, but it does, with all the circular patterns, it makes me think Nurgle. Oh, and here's the terrain a little bit more, which looks really cool. Yeah, that does look really, really neat. Oh, you could win a copy. You could win a copy of the box if you wanted, which would be really cool. God, I want this model so badly. Let's see, does it actually say at the end here when they're planning? Because I know I've seen mixed things in chat about when this set's coming out, whether it's going to be available to enter. Okay, so this is just for entering to win, would be May 30th. Oops, I don't want to enter to win. I just wanted to scroll down and I accidentally clicked that. But no, they are not actually giving us an idea of when it's officially coming out. I am a bit bummed that they didn't confirm that for us. Like, just in a live video presentation, you know? All right, let's go ahead and see. I want to check out, do they actually have the listing of what's being played by Claudio and Kip? Because I know... Oh, also, we've got Skulls coming up. So there's actually so much coming up. And I'm actually very excited because I know that Raul is actually... We're going to pause this. Or actually, I'm just going to mute it. Mute. Okay. Because I want to watch this. Because we've got Skulls coming up, and I hope we get to see Space Marine 2. I hope we finally get some information about Space Marine 2. Wouldn't that be rad? I'm so glad he's hosting again. He hosted last year, and it was great. So we will be having another watch-along live stream. I mean, they showed it there. They showed Space Marine 2 there, so I'm really, really, really hoping we... Oh, wait. He called it out. Okay, hold on. I did see they had... Aha. Okay. So this is what we're looking at for Skulls, which overall, I'm pretty excited. I like Rogue Trader. Great CRPG. That guy, Alex, no problem. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm excited to see what we get for Bolt Gun. I'm excited to finally find something else out about Space Marine 2 because I have been so worried about that since everything that has happened with Saber Interactive and Embracer Group. Like, that's just been not great, so I'm worried. I am a little bit worried. But cool that it's listed here. That has me optimistic. Then we are going to have... I don't know much about Warpforge, actually. Tacticus, I played for a little while and enjoyed. Darktide, love seeing updates from that. I do think it's a pretty good game. I don't know where it's at currently, but I know like when I first started playing it, I really enjoyed it. It just got kind of repetitive. Total War Warhammer 3... I'm excited to see what they've got coming because I know they've been making some big changes because there's been a lot of complaints. And I'm also very curious about what we're going to see from Blood Bowl 3 because Blood Bowl 3 also had a very negative reaction from fans when it originally like launched. And I want to know what that's going to be. Here, just in case you guys are interested, this is going to be the Skulls times. We are obviously going to be, let's see, New York is, Los Angeles. Okay, so we would be starting our stream at probably 8:30 a.m. Just to be a little bit ahead of when they begin, which should be good. Hey, there you go. Well, you'll be able to find out some new stuff about it. There's no Norses yet or Norska in Blood Bowl 3. Have they adjusted some of their like extreme microtransaction issues? Because I know a lot of people were very upset about the sheer volume of microtransactions to get a lot of the teams. Also, let's check back in. Nope, they're still just doing previews. Well, hopefully they get that started soon. I really, really want to see Claudio and Kip play. All right, I'm going to turn that back on since I've got it muted for you guys so I can keep an eye on it. I have not finished my Orc Blood Bowl team. I used one of my Orc Blood Bowl teams as more of a test than anything else rather than being a finished model. But I do have the one that came in the Season 2 box set that I have not built. And at some point I will do that, but currently I'm actually working on my vampires. Which I haven't built fully yet, but just to like show off this set, I absolutely love it. And thank you, Red Panda, for sending it to me because you are awesome like that. Let's see, other games. Wait, where's Blood Bowl? Warcry, Warhammer Underworld's Cursed City, Titanics Imperialis, Middle Earth, Old World. Is it under Age of Sigmar? Is it under the Old World? What? Do they not have? Oh, there it is. It's just down here and I missed it completely. My goodness. Okay. I eventually want to get this team because this team is just so darn cute. I mean, I love these miniatures so much. These little gnomes. I kind of want to make them and paint them up like all of the Fallout gnomes, because you know how there's a whole bunch of them in 76 that are all damaged and such. It would be so cool. This guy's also hilarious to me. It reminds me, I don't know if you guys have watched it yet, but Slow Mo Guys did a collab with Adam Savage and another artist that I can't remember, unfortunately, the name of because I was less familiar with him. But they shot a silicone and a ballistic gel goose at a fake Fabio head, because if you remember when Fabio got hit in the face with a goose while he was riding the Apollo's chariot at Busch Gardens, like in the 90s or something, or 2000s, I can't remember now, but like the shape of this thing reminds me of what that goose looked like, because it was a very just like cylindrical, and if you remove the feet here, that would be the shape of the goose prop that they used. Oh, okay, perfect. So they should be starting soon because they're doing this little preview thing.
I just checked.
Okay.
The time on
Understood. Okay.
specifically calls that.
Okay, got it. Okay, guys, we should be. Oh. Nope, this is just still the ad, but the show should be starting soon with Kip and Claudio. It's Chaos Cultist just politely informed me that it's scheduled for 6. That's what at least everything online is saying. So I'm hoping we're gonna jump into that soon. Yeah, it's saying that the match is gonna be starting soon, so we'll have it on this. We're just gonna sit here on. I have audio going, so I can find out when they're there. Red Panda, don't tempt me. I have to move. I did start it. I have 4 of them built. And I have a league potentially that I might be using them in this fall, and I'm very excited. I'll give more details when I have more confirmation, but I don't have actual confirmation of everything yet, and I don't want to like promise anything. But my hope is that I'll actually be able to have some like Blood Bowl content at minimum on my Instagram soon, because I want, and also like I want to paint them on the channel, like the vampires. I mean, I really want to paint a lot of my Blood Bowl all the time because they're great and I love those miniatures so much. But it's just so good. But yeah, like these gnomes are just so cute. Like they're so adorable. Let's go back though, because I want to show you my beautiful vampires. The beautiful vampires. Oh, they are adorable. Oh, I just realized I can actually now get star players easier because they don't do them through Forge World anymore. That is nice. Also, what does this mean? Expert kit? Is that because they're resin? Do they just call resin kits expert kits now because they're a little bit more complicated to deal with? Also, he's beautiful. The Withergrass double drool? Oh my god, your name, your nurgly name. Withergrass double drool. You're not even drooling! Ah, GW, what a missed opportunity. His name is Double Drool, and he's not even drooling. Are the tentacles drooling at least? Kind of. There's a little bit of drool there. Maybe all that green slime is drool. That is such a missed opportunity. Oh, I do love the details. Yeah, he is resin though. Ugh. I could make him drool. I could use some UV resin. Ah, Finecast 2. That's unfortunate. The teams. Let's look at the teams. Nope. I got really excited because the music changed like after a very like delayed pause for a moment, and I was super hyped. But no, we're not there yet. Okay, let's look more at our teams because I want to fight. Where's my vampires? Where's my vampires? The big guys. Ooh, he's cool. Oh, he's a Yeti! How amazing. Aren't they nice models? Yeah, Failcast, I know. I know, no one likes the Finecast stuff. I get it. It's not great. Oh, look at those goblins. Okay, but seriously, where are the rest of my teams? Vision Bowl. Start here. Nope, I don't want that. Are we getting... Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna put this back on because now we're getting... I think this is a Total War Warhammer 3 preview. One of the old ones, but still pretty cool. Yes, it's beginning! Woo!
Battle rounds of Age of Sigmar Spearhead. My name is Paul, your host. I'm joined by Adam Camilleri. How are you doing?
Good day, everybody. Welcome to Dallas, the US Open.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Its way to the Lone Star State, where we will see a brand new unveiling of the new edition of Age of Sigmar, spearheaded, so to speak, by an absolute slobber knocker.
Love it. We were just kicking off this weekend with the preview that was just absolutely amazing. Seeing all those.
I'm gonna bump them a smidge.
Here on site and see these new models as well.
Yes, and they are stunning. in form, in function, in lore, in everything. They are a delight to paint, and they are a delight to see. And if you can't get down here,
If they add the drool, the model would suffer. How would the model suffer?
Reforged as much as we are, but let's jump right into it. This is going to be an amazing match between some amazing competitors.
Athletes beyond compare, my man. First up,
I'm so excited.
We have Kip Sabian. Come on.
Kip Sabian! Yes! I love it. I love it. Look at his book. Ah! He's got an entrance. Oh, and he's got a Skaven shirt on too. I love it. Oh, he brought props. I don't know if he brought that or if they gave it to him, but it's great. Oh yeah. So I actually own a piece of Kip Sabian's pants. If you guys are familiar with the AEW cards, I've opened some of those sets, and in it, I did get the Kip Sabian. I don't remember what the name of this is, but as you can see, it is what is it? Relic? Okay, Relic card. It says Chaos Cultist, and you can't really see it. It's not. It doesn't want to focus. But it's number 14 of 50, and it's some of his pants, which I just think is very funny.
Are you ready?
Can he bring that energy?
You know it, Claudio Castagnoli.
Come on, Claudio! Oh, he's got a hammer! Yes! Oh! And they gave him appropriate music. Oh! Please, they're using his actual music. Oh, he's got a giant hammer. Kip came in with a book. Ah, it's so good. Oh. Jack, don't eat plastic. Come here, buddy. You want to sit and watch the wrestlers with me? Oh my gosh, you've been cleaning yourself. I can tell your fur's wet. Jack's here. He's gonna watch. Look at that. Oh, I should go.
What a display!
Okay.
Look at that, representing the Stormcast Eternals here. Skaven versus the
Let's
Stormcast.
go full screen again.
Two
there we go.
opposite sides here.
Of course they have. You're right. You're right. They gotta have entrances. They're wrestlers.
Forces of the Skaven tide rising up to overwhelm, and the Stormcast coming in to bring them into check.
I love also that Claudio is in his suit. It's perfect, but it's blue and gold, so it totally fits with the Stormcast Eternal. Yes.
Preview here. We're gonna see some of those models in action. Some of the preview come to life here.
All right, let's see how this actually plays.
Laid out before us on the left of screen, you have Mr. Castagnoli's Stormcast Eternals, and on the right side we see the Skaven forces of Kib. This is going to be fantastic.
I wish Kip had had the jacket with him. That would have been so cool.
Skittering Horde brings to bear, but these reimagined, redesigned,
were weird to you?
Reforged.
You know, Claudio is like Swedish, right?
Age of Sigmar edition.
He is a European.
That follows the same progression as it did before, with a couple of twists. And speaking of twist, when you're dealing with Spearhead specifically, there's a twist each round.
There is.
Oh, Swiss. I'm sorry. You're right. He is the Swiss Superman. I don't know why I messed that up. I got Swedish and Swiss confused because I've always. I know. I'm sorry to all of my Swedish or Swiss viewers. I'm very, very sorry. It's Swiss. I also. I can't talk. It's fine. I'm so sorry.
Actually, the rules are easy to digest, but then it's your skill.
I love that he's in a suit. It's on brand. That's always what he does.
On one side, it's this configuration of objectives, and each one of those symbols there on the objectives actually matters. It can matter what maybe your objective.
Do you guys think
that battle round?
that Claudio and Kip actually painted these miniatures themselves, or do you think that Games Workshop had, some of their lackeys do it for them? My assumption is that Games Workshop provided them pre-painted for them, but I want to believe in my heart that Kip and Claudio were like, I will painstakingly paint these new minis. You just need to send them to me. Switzerland isn't real anyways. I don't think that's true.
Lots of ways to play this table.
Each one of these Spearhead box sets comes with a collection of units.
I agree, James. I really, really like the new Stormcast Eternal look.
Exactly right.
How dare you? My grandfather escaped the Swiss in the war.
It's true. It's true.
You would have viewed there. In addition, the box set that's going to be coming out. Do you remember how many Skaven models you got in that box set?
It's a bunch.
It's a fair. It's more
They're the heavy metal studio. That makes sense.
Just right and fair. As we can see, the deployment for.
I assume these are some of the ones that they may have painted for all those previews and everything that we've been watching. Which also, honestly, is pretty darn cool. But I do wish they had painted them themselves. Wouldn't that be rad? I wonder if they do paint. I should look that up.
Yeah, it's going to be. I love that model. That miniature is so good.
They didn't have time to paint. You're right. They're both very busy men.
And now it's been reimagined.
That's very true.
Brand new form.
Absolutely, you mentioned that we mentioned earlier that the box set comes with an army, a predetermined set of models, but you do get to customize yourself. You get to actually pick a couple of different things at the start when you make your force to see how you bring it onto the table.
Indeed.
Got it.
The clan rats going down the top right of screen for Kip
How's that?
and the Skaven forces. Look at the.
Yeah, I'd already bumped them once before because these guys are so much softer than our previous team.
Certain amount of swag that you would have been given at the front at check-in, and some of the brand new widgets, brand new measuring devices, some of the brand new tokens that you'll be seeing on this table come in that box.
It's not just a swag bag; it's a swag box.
Swag box.
Yeah, but wound counters, measurement sticks, a die.
So
Kip was painting on his stream, but you don't know what? Oh my gosh, I have to look into that. That's so cool.
Check this out. Oh, never mind.
That's actually great.
6-inch measuring devices are magnetic.
I love when Warhammer overlaps with wrestling. It actually happens way more often than I would have originally imagined. But then again, as I've learned, as I've been in wrestling now as a fan for like 10 years, I've realized it's everywhere. Everybody references it. It is honestly bonkers how many different people will just randomly pull out generally stuff from WWE because they've been around longer, or, you know, WWF or ECW or WCW, like that era. But like even AEW references are happening now and stuff, and it's so funny. And I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it because I actually get them now. Before, people would mention like wrestlers, and I would not know at all who they were talking about. So it's been great.
Resilience and durability.
Cowardice, I think, is the point.
And the problem is Henry Cavill doesn't play Age of Sigmar. He plays 40k and Horse Heresy, I think.
Because they still got to fight, still got to win, still got to take territory, still got to, you know, conquer the world.
I thought he was too. I actually don't know if I don't know. So Chaos Cultist was saying that he's unsure if Cavill actually plays or if he's more of a lore and painting hobbyist, which I actually am inclined to think that that's a bit more accurate because I can't imagine his schedule allows it either.
During the course of the stream, we may be able to get some of the unit cards up on the screen for people to peruse and see how maybe start already thinking about how they can work their way into their force or if they didn't play.
He definitely collects and paints.
Well, yeah, but also like cool. Again, it's, you get to play on basically.
That's true. He does often have a 40k like novel with him when he's traveling. Cavill is so.
Once you get proficient at this game, I've had about 6 or 7 games of Spearhead.
He says he plays. I mean, I believe he probably does. I just don't know how often he maybe does. But I assume he's playing 40k and Horus Heresy a bit more exclusively than jumping into Age of Sigmar. I've never heard him. I mean, that's true. Chaos Cultist and I say that we play, and we haven't played in like 6 months. So I mean, that's what I mean. Is like it could be that way.
Never a stale point in any battle of Spearhead, let alone the new edition of Age of Sigmar coming. So anytime you pull on those beautiful.
I wonder how much they practiced. Like this would be, I would be so nervous.
I was wondering how
reactive that you can be in your opponent's turn.
So we actually haven't heard Claudio or Kip say anything. Even with their entrances, they were muted. It was just their music, like their entrance music, and then it's been the hosts the entire time. I would love if they had. I think they probably have a coach there too. It's so new. Like I can't imagine they would have had that much time to learn it, especially like Kip I think has a little bit more free time because I don't know if he's doing an active storyline right now. No, I'm not trying to bury him. I'm just saying that, like, I don't think he actually has an active storyline as far as I'm aware right now, because frankly, I'm not really excited with what Khan's been doing with everybody, because I feel like he's been letting a lot of people like Kip slip under the, like, rug and just disappear, and nothing's happening with them, and that makes me upset, because I actually really like Kip Sabian. I also really like his wife and would love to see her do more stuff too, but here we are. I'm sad. I'm still upset that Allie's gone. Like, Allie and Butcher and Blade. Like, I'm bummed that they left. Are Butcher and Blade still in AEW? I thought they had been let go. Do they still come in and do, like, jobber stuff for them? Well, see, that's upsetting. I don't want them to be reduced to just jobber stuff. I want them to... I liked when they were characters and they had storylines.
You've got the twist there to give a little bit something else to keep the game flowing and exciting.
The ability of the Grey Seer is an interesting one. Kip's
Go ahead.
As well. We have a phenomenal table boss giving us a little bit of info from there. Kip
Some of the folks you saw during the screen during the preview
who designed and wrote the game and were part of the
right.
phenomenal rule set are actually table bossing for us. We've been
Go ahead.
previews
Say.
that happen here in
I want to see how your sound is.
I just want to check if...
has an ability.
Yeah, I'm going to be kind of... I'm probably going to have to be quiet so I don't echo off your mic, but I think that'll be okay.
Absolutely.
And some people,
Like, I'm just going to put the microphone right in front of my mouth, and we're going to get all ASMR with this today.
Ooh, lovely ASMR. Woohoo.
Each player scores 1 extra victory point at the end of their turn if there are more friendly models contesting the large terrain feature in enemy territory than enemy models. The underdog adds 1 to wound rolls for attacks made by friendly units that target a unit contesting a large terrain feature.
Interesting. Okay, so this is one of the twists that they've been talking about. So there's a deck that you can have in the game that applies twists to... Oh, they're actually talking about it right now. Okay, so you draw it at the start of the battle round, and you immediately follow the rules on it.
Okay, I like it. That's per battle round, because they did this for 40k in 9th edition. There was that one, like, you know, pick up and go game mode where you like drew to determine objective deployment and twist, like on the battle.
Yeah.
And that was like for the entire battle, whereas this being once per like round, going with like the not old world, but the Age of Sigmar magic. Yeah, I appreciate.
Yeah, I do like that. And it also reminds me of there was that Maelstrom, was that what it was called? Like, I remember seeing Tabletop Tactics do it for a while.
Yeah, Maelstrom that's still around. There's a new version of that in 10th.
I think so.
And it's still based on drawing cards, but that's more based on you draw cards to determine your objectives every turn.
Yes, but it is still every turn rather than like for the entire round, which I do still think is like reminiscent of this, which is pretty cool.
Yes. Also, I have that same bottle as Kip Sabian.
Oh, do you really?
That little glass one with the green dice in it.
Oh yeah.
They sell that thing at like every convention, man. They're like $30.
You're right. We do have that bottle. I love the new terrain pieces with the skeleton like hung up in the wall and like the barred up doors. Like, it looks so cool. We're also not getting echo, which is great.
I'm making sure I mute myself.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, also, apparently Penelope's injured. She just had hip surgery. Ah, okay. Man, I feel like she's been
I know
out.
that she had other health issues before that, which I don't know if that was related or not. But yeah, she's had a rough year or two for health.
She has. I feel so bad for her because, like, I really like her. Like, Penelope's great. And I also really like them together, which is why I wish that, like, I want them both to be doing power couple-y things. I don't know. I want every couple in wrestling to do power couple things. I really like that trope.
I mean, at this point, all of our OG favorites in AEW are not going to be under contract soon.
It's true. It's true. I mean, half of them already aren't.
Love to see it at every level. Even at this level, we just see enthusiasts for tabletop wargaming.
I love that they look like they're having fun. Like, that's the one thing I always worry about whenever Games Workshop does these kinds of celebrity, let's have them play our games kind of thing. Like, it always makes me worried if they start looking like they're not having a good time, but... Like, at least Claudio looks like he's enjoying himself. I think Kip is too, but we're just not seeing his face right now.
Are they at a convention? Like, is there actually
Yes.
people watching this, or?
Yeah, when they came out, so for their entrances, they did the full, like, I think they played their entrance music, like their AEW entrance
Yeah, I saw
music.
their entrances. I just didn't see the crowd.
Oh yeah, there was a crowd and there's a bunch of other tables, so a bunch of other people are also getting to play Age of Sigmar right now, and there's a whole crowd of people in front of them,
Gotcha.
which I just thought was really cool.
With the Remembered Sir.
There was a poet remembrancer. We all been trying to figure out. Someone in chat will probably know the name of the poet remembrancer.
I mean, the thing with pro wrestling is it's scripted, but it's definitely not fake. Like, they are definitely putting themselves through those moves and exerting, their bodies and injuring themselves, and it's unfortunate sometimes.
It's amazing to see somebody of a certain caliber of, discipline, mindedness.
I don't know if you unmuted yourself.
I didn't, but what I was saying is, and also, yes, they are trained to land on the ring, which is quote unquote padded, but it's padded with a half an inch at most of wrestling foam on top of wood planks, which are stretched across a steel frame, which at best has some like springs in it to help cushion the fall somewhat, but it's still, you drop 10 feet onto wooden planks, even with a little bit of padding, it's not going to feel good, guys.
Yeah, no, I would not. Like, I'm always impressed by all of the bumps that they take, because my body would not be able to go through it. But yes, these are both pro wrestlers that are playing from AEW. We've got Claudio Castagnoli from the Blackpool Combat Club and Kip Sabian, who I don't know if he's in a faction or anything right now. I don't think he is.
He is not.
Okay, I didn't think so. Both great professional wrestlers, and they're both into apparently Age of Sigmar, which is just fantastic.
They're both also big streamers. Claudio is a part of a group of streamers actually made up of both WWE and AEW and independent pro wrestlers.
Does he still do stuff with Up, Down, Down?
Yes.
Oh, cool, sick. I didn't realize he was still doing stuff with them.
Yes, Up, Down, Down is still neutral territory in the war. Somehow Xavier pulled that one off.
Honestly, kudos to him for that. And I know Kip... Ooh, sorry, I echoed there a little bit. I got so loud. I know that Kip... earlier was apparently streaming and painting some of his miniatures. So he at least, I don't know if he painted these ones specifically, but he's been painting something, which is really cool.
Yeah, I suspect they supplied the army, but yeah, no, Kip's, I mean, hell, at the very beginning of AEW, Kip was trying to actually go with a streamer, like, wrestler gimmick.
That's
This
true.
was like in 2019, so it was a little less played out. Didn't quite work out, but nowadays he's got the look. I've been waiting for him to get reintroduced.
I know, me too. Good night, Hunt. Thank you for hanging out with us. Okay, and yes, Havman has confirmed that Kip is not currently in a faction.
Okay, so... Oh, they're talking.
Oh, they are.
So we just heard that the Veritan failed the cleansing fire prayer. The cleansing fire would have been declared. Pick a visible enemy unit within 12 inches of this unit to be the target. Then make a chanting roll of a d6 on a.
We're getting cleansing fire. Oh no.
On the target unit for each 5+ inflict 1 mortal damage.
It does.
You want to talk a little about mortals in case anyone's brand new to Sigmar? And,
Some spicy words. Yeah. He is spitting. Mortal wounds, of course, is a mechanic that.
This is gonna do some mortal wounds. Oh, I hear chanting.
Rising from the crowd. We love to see it. Love to see it. But Mortal Wounds is a mechanic that bypasses all saves and essentially deals damage straight to the source. Mind you, it's an interesting mechanic that we don't talk damage as much. We don't talk wounds as much. We talk damage.
Got it. Okay, that's what's.
Yes, indeed.
Got it. Okay.
Of course, wounds carry over. If you have a 2 damage weapon, it can kill 2 1 damage models. And to note that, they've
Sorry, I'm listening to what they're saying because they're explaining a few things.
Work. Everyone should note at home.
A bit different than it was before, wasn't it?
Sticky. Actually, that's our term for it.
That makes sense.
Once you claim and control an objective, you can move off of it, and you still retain control of it until the opponent comes.
It would help if I was unmuted. You need to tell me that.
Sorry, I didn't realize you weren't.
Yep, you need to hear me on Discord. Sorry. What I was saying is they were explaining that something I'm not necessarily a huge fan of is the new simplified spell casting system, which is, if you're familiar with the Space Marines or the Chaos Marines, is very similar to the litanies now. So it's normally just a roll a d6 with a target number, hit that or exceed it, and the spell goes off. Some of them, if you roll a 1, you backfire.
Got it.
I don't know. I came in 3rd edition, so I'm old school and curmudgeonly.
I was gonna say, you old man. I came in 5th edition, so I'm not that far behind you, but it is weird to see the changes over the years and how they sometimes revert back to old things that they used to do, and then they completely just reverse what they used to do in the past and go in a completely weird direction. And I don't know, sometimes people don't like it. It's just very interesting.
Well, you have to sell people the new thing, because once it's out there, you can't sell it after a little while. So, and then they find out that the new thing wasn't actually as good as the old thing, and they sell you the old thing again.
Yep, that's pretty. Yeah, I feel like that is legitimately Games Workshop's cycle, more so than even some other systems and everything.
I think there's something to be said, if you want to get romantic about it, if basically you have the working system, the one they keep coming back to, right?
Yeah.
And then what they do is they go into the next edition and they just go weird with it. They introduce new ideas and all that. And then 80% of that doesn't work. That's probably not that extreme, but half of it doesn't work. But then maybe they can go back and adapt the half that did work into the old school version. Now, theoretically, what I'm describing is beta testing, but Games Workshop moves like a freaking yacht. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Do they even actually have time to beta test realistically?
So multiple units.
Not
I know that
not
they
with everything
do.
we know about how they send things to the printers, because things have to be sent to the printers 6 months to a year in advance.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Is I feel like I know that they send out stuff to be beta tested, but I feel like by the time I've heard so many people who have been beta testers go, yeah, we gave feedback and they were like, yeah, that's great, good feedback, but we can't actually act upon that because we've already sent stuff to the printers. And it's like, well, then why did you bother having beta testers play this then if you're not gonna wait for them to give feedback and adjust based on that?
So do they get to gain the D3 slain models each turn, so twice around?
In the top right, the circular symbol, as you can see right now, denotes that they have
that
when they are annihilated.
End of any turn. So yes, as rules as written, how I'm reading that
And
is.
I'm assuming it's not a one-off, because if it's a one-off, that's honestly terrible. Clan rats are worth 4 points.
No, I think this is definitely a at the end of every turn, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Hello, Keith.
Over the course
You're gonna get 3 back per round at that rate. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good. It honestly reminds me of the Tyranids with the Termagants in Combat Patrol.
Yeah, honestly, it reminds me more of Necron.
Oh yeah, actually your Necron do that too. I forgot about how your because yours is specifically for. Well, no,
yeah, regeneration. Well, because your guys is they can come back even if they're dead.
That is true, but it is specific to just that unit, and I think this is only specific to the clan rats, whereas yours as the Necron is all of yours,
I know
right?
that. I know that, but I'm just talking about
I get you. I gotcha.
Some significance of the 13.
But very true, yeah.
Maybe foreboding for the Skaven.
It is. It's gonna power them up. They're gonna the warp.
I love that they have ref shirts.
He's not to sweep around behind.
I don't know if that's. I assume that's just standard for at
That's a rule. That's a rule, of course. If you have a referee for a Warhammer 40K game, you have to have vertical stripes, no more than 2.25 inches in diameter.
Oh, of course.
To exceed that would, of course, be heresy.
Yes. What if you were narrower than it?
If you go narrower than 2 inches, then you are no longer wearing a striped shirt, and you are and you're wearing an affront to nature.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Because those kinds of shirts hurt my eyes.
I understand.
Making sure no shoulders on the table.
Is it a pinfall? Is that down for a 3 count?
Look, both of these
Oh my
players
God,
have
could you
tried to
imagine
get together
if
for the count,
at the end of
but lots
this,
of game left to do.
the loser
Kip with a
just
3-point advantage at the moment, but the game is
drops
still
the
young.
other one through the
Of course,
table,
Claudio hasn't
miniatures
had his,
included?
end of turn scoring. We're still going to go into the
You know,
the melee phase, the fight.
it would be amazing.
Imagine the
But
like
they wouldn't
the,
do it.
the,
They
like,
wouldn't
the,
do it with the
like,
miniatures.
imagine, I know they wouldn't. I know, but like imagine the just rage. People would be so pissed, and it would be so funny.
So you're like the people who think the Apple ad is funny, destroying art, culture.
Okay, no, I don't think that's funny. I don't think that ad is funny at all. But I do kind of think it would be funny just because they're pro wrestlers, and like they always go through tables with a bunch of stuff on it anyways. So yes, they can. Well, no, neither of them use the RKO. Okay, here's what we do instead. We clear the miniatures off the table, and then Claudio does his swing move and just swings the table around into Kip. That's what we do.
Very good. I enjoy both their strategy of charge into each other.
Hey, listen, it's a good strategy. Get in their face. I mean, I assume both of these armies are kind of designed for that. Skaven definitely seemed like you want to get...
Did Claudio whiff?
He rolled a 7. So I think
I'm just warming up.
Guys, it's fine. He's warming up.
I got the Grand Hammer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I think he did lose.
So 2 wounds, and so, okay, yeah, so Kip lost a whole clan rat.
Yep.
There we go.
Don't like that one.
And that's a crit.
Don't like that.
2 more damage. Bye-bye. And 1 more.
Okay, it's actually very cool to be able to hear them playing.
There is only 1-1 on each dice, I promise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's rude. That's rude.
Done with the Liberators.
Remember, you're 10 seconds ahead of me.
Oh, I understand. Oh, I really like their engineer there. I think that is one of my favorite models of the new line, is the Skaven engineer.
The Warlock engineer, yeah.
Yeah, with his little telescope.
Yeah, interesting about these, I'm looking at the cloth on those, and it looks like contrast painting, so maybe it is Kip's?
I do wonder, yeah.
Because the wings on the Stormcast, that blue, it looks good, but no offense, it doesn't look heavy metal team good, right?
I kind of agree. I think these models look great, but they don't quite. Maybe it's just the camera, but I do feel like they're not quite.
Maybe this is what like a heavy metal team like rush job looks like. Of like they had like 2 days to paint it.
Maybe that's entirely possible.
Because I feel like the official starter set wouldn't be pure contrast on cloth.
I agree. I completely agree. Maybe in my heart they've painted them themselves, and that makes them so much better.
If they did, they better have made a damn video about that. Like Games Workshop should have.
I know, right?
Let's go.
That would be awesome.
So many ones. Oh well.
It's my rusty spoons.
Is it real? Spoons? All right, 1.
Could be their army painter team. That's a good point, Futurist.
All right. There we go. 1.
Where you going now, bud?
Kip did a wound.
Yay!
Yeah? You sure you want to do that?
I really liked in the ad for
Was that you who just did the soundboard thing?
All right. Ready?
Did I do a
I just heard a wah 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 wah.
Oh no, that was the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the stream.
I was like, why are you giving me the?
Nope, that was that one you?
That was me.
Excellent. No, I did not. I don't know how to do that. Keith, they are playing the new Spearhead rules. That is absolutely correct. So this is a little preview of the Spearhead rule set. Kip's Skaven versus Claudio's.
Oh, I don't like Claudio's
Eternals.
roll. That was a lot of big numbers.
It was.
go straight, basically bypass whatever armor the Skaven may be able to muster. The Grand Hammer there being the big one, the heavy swinger.
2 damage.
2 damage. Also crits there. You see that there's special ability there.
Surely Kip's clan rats all get to come in from off the board.
I assume so.
Like if this is like combat patrol, it would be like your gaunts.
Yes, and I do think that is what the plan is.
What's the name of the Skaven general on the Norbeast?
That is the
That's true. The white light could be affecting the look of the colors as well.
We'll see if we can grab him.
Because they probably have a lot of harsh lights on them.
And you just see Kip. He was like, "Ooh, do I want to fight here? No, I don't think the prosecutor's going to one-turn me. So I'm going to hit him harder if I don't fight there. Because why would you fight? Why would you fight with the clan rats?
My cat just got upstretched and then resettled into a mound.
Trying to bait your opponent. Claw Lord, apologies.
He's a good loaf.
He is a good loaf.
Very, very good to many of us still. But as you can see,
okay, here's our big boy, the Claw Lord on Gnaw Beast.
To the attack characteristic. So it goes from 5 attacks to 8 attacks on its Warforged Halberd, hitting on 3s, winning on 4s.
Ooh, add 3 to the attacks characteristic if it's Warforged Halberd and it's damaged. Yeah, when it's damaged.
Indeed. 8 attacks is what is likely to go.
Which is pretty cool.
Down there. If Claudio takes the bait, he can fight instead with his Lord and delay the choice 1 more turn and see if Kip activates next. So that is one of the beautiful, bit of interplay, bit of skill expression, bit of decision point.
I like that you can use the rattling pistol to shoot in combat. I feel like that's been something they've been doing a bit more, both in 40k and AOS.
Skaven don't have a lot of rend on some of their weapons, but what they make up.
It's a universal pistol rule. You gotta tell me when I'm muted. I'm
sorry. No, I can hear you so well. I didn't actually notice. Yes, I apologize. But yeah, that is a universal pistol rule. I agree, Keith. It does look like a fun way to get into Age of Sigmar. I really liked Combat Patrol for getting into 10th edition Warhammer 40k, so I appreciate that Games Workshop is going with the same approach.
Hitting on 3s. It was a bit rough.
It's a tough ass sometimes to get through that armor of the Stormcast.
Look at him.
He just kissed his dice.
Kissing his dice, blessing them.
Well, also with the
please
there,
bless me. He needs to pray to nothing.
I'm on Hollyland linking.
Potion full of warpstone.
Yes, that randomly popped up. I don't know what that was.
He just kissed it. On
okay,
mine.
cool.
Can turn the tide of battle.
They are indeed.
You have 6 cats, Charles? My goodness, that's a lot of cats. Do they all get along?
The objective. Have your armor saves work out. Hope that your opponent doesn't get too many mortals to get around that. And that is the trick sometimes to get around the...
Absolutely.
Which model to remove?
I feel like we lost the main camera.
I think they did. I think that might have been what that linking thing was.
As in the movement, the shooting, the combat, picking your points, picking the objectives that are worth fighting.
I can see you guys off to the side, fiddling with the camera.
A lot of the time,
yeah, they're trying to bring the board camera back.
Table side for you. Also, there were some of the people involved with designing of the game. They would tell me when I was playing against them, make sure you throw away your clan rats.
They have not said how much the box is going to cost yet, Keith.
And they come back and get points and die back.
My expectation is going to be around.
Then you get 30 clan rats.
Honestly, probably $295 USD.
I think it's not going to be that bad. I think they take a loss on these normally. I expect it's probably going to be closer to the 2 to 250.
I mean, I agree. How much was the how much was Leviathan? Was Leviathan 250?
Our battle turn. There's going to be a priority roll.
Exactly right. Well, the priority roll is very different.
Because I feel like that was around its price.
Well, on Amazon it's currently 300, but I'm seeing it available on websites for 260.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember how much it was specifically. I know that like the Tomb Kings and the starter set for the Bretonnians was like...
It was 250 at launch.
It was 250 at launch? Okay, so it's probably going to be around that. All right, Havman has a question. What are the circle areas on the board for? Are they part of the game or just artwork on the board? I believe that it depends on...
They are...
Oh, go ahead.
They're objective markers. So the objective markers in Warhammer are traditionally a small disc with a diameter, of what is it, 2.5 inches, something like that.
I think that sounds right.
But from the edge of that 2.5 inch coin is then a radius of 3 inches that if the player has models standing on it, they count as within the area of control of that objective. So they're objective markers, and the big outer ring helps indicate is the unit standing close enough to control it or not. And to, I think, what Angela, you were about to say before I rudely interrupted, different games can also have rules associated with them. You know, these things might be holy temples to the blood god, so attacking things in melee near them might give bonuses. And
oh, absolutely. I was actually what I was actually going to say was that I think they are objective marker locations, but they're not necessarily always used in every game. Like, I kind of get the impression in this first one that it's just the center one that is actually active. Or potentially, I'm sorry, it's just, I think, the 3. So there's like 1 in each corner. You can see that Kip has some of his...
Anyway.
Actually, Claudio has characters on both of them, on each of the corners. And then there's the center one, and I think those are the 3 that might be active in this particular scenario. And I think it depends on which one you're playing.
Great rolling, mate. Great rolling. I know, right?
What I have to do is I have to roll on the board.
So you were so confident going into
I
that
have to roll on the board. That's what it is.
You're not a fan of the dice box, are you?
I'm not a fan of the dice box. I think it limits my throwing ability because it's all in the long jump, you know?
One save?
The trash talking begins.
Really, what it is Claudio is making excuses for his bad rolls, as per classic Warhammer player.
I mean, he's playing the Sigmarines. He just needs to roll average to win.
It's true. It's true. Oh, is there a new Bolt Action 3rd edition coming out later this year? That's awesome.
Yes, yeah, I was telling Angela about this earlier today. Like, there's a lot of new starter sets and editions coming out.
Yeah, you were.
Corvus Belli has a new fantasy game coming out, which is very Warcraft looking.
Interesting.
Which, you know, love it or hate it.
Yeah.
I heard about that with the new Bolt Action. I swear there's some new... I think Battletech even has something happening.
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I know there's a lot of... This is the time of year where a lot of that kind of stuff starts to get announced, because they all want to have it ready by Gen Con.
Yeah, we might actually have to do a news. Hey, he rolled a 6.
Oh my gosh, we might. He did roll a 6.
Oh, he got to bring 3 back.
Oh, nice.
You've got to change
that
your
was his
plan
D3.
Up. This is going to be
Lovely.
a very critical end of this round and beginning of next round. And you had a question about what's in that green vial. Absolutely going to be the warpstone, of course.
Absolutely.
You know?
What else would it be?
I was going to say, obviously it's Warpstone in the green vial, guys. Come on.
The special abilities of the Stormcast Eternals. The Lord Vigilator ability to let a unit fight twice was enacted on the prosecutors. That reads as thus. Once per battle, any combat phase, declare pick a friendly non-hero unit wholly within 12 of this unit to be the target. The target unit can use 2 fight abilities this phase.
I imagine he uses them as Warpstone counters in the normal game.
Oh, probably. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
It kind of lines it up, makes it real easy to understand.
I really want...
When can I do it? Okay, let me look at the symbols.
Oh, I was just going to say, I really want Kip now to come back in, like when he finally makes a re-debut back on the main roster and such. I need him to come in as like a Skaven, like, warlord.
I don't think that's going to happen, but you know what? You dream big.
I'm going to. Really, I'm dreaming small.
And multitudinous, yeah. I was like, what's a Skaven overlord though without Skaven? He needs he would need young underlings.
He would need underlings. Okay, I don't think it'll work. Never mind. I can't really. I don't know. I don't know if I see Kip in a mentor role specifically.
Not yet, certainly.
Objective, so it's going to put points on the board. What we're describing earlier was the season.
Not after making that face.
The player who went second in the previous battle round wins priority roll and chooses to go first, meaning essentially the back-to-back double turn. Yep. It's called seizing the initiative. When a player seizes the initiative, they do not draw any battle tactic cards for that battle round unless they are the underdog. And the difference in victory points between the 2 players is 5 or greater. So a couple of terms and conditions there. If,
there are, yeah. It's never been so complex a choice. It used to be...
Double turn is still in here.
It is, but it has more choice behind it, and I do like that.
Because if you don't draw cards, your opponent scored 2 in their turn, and you're sitting with the same 3, and you score 1 or 2 of those, and then they score...
Oh, it's complicated. I worry for that. In a game that they claim to want to be accessible.
They're doing the same thing they did with 10th. They're like, we want it to be easy to jump into, but very difficult to master. They literally use the word very difficult.
So the clan rats were actually buffed
And that
up. They were actually able to
does
control and hold the middle.
set a few red flags off in my head.
I hear the double turn chant.
Priority. And then with the chants from the crowd, has taken the double. He has taken the double here.
He's working his heal magic on the crowd. He's getting the good hate there.
Drop those wrestling terms, boys. Drop those wrestling terms.
There is no underdog. Okay, so the objective becomes a life spring this battle round. Each player scores 1 extra victory point at the end of their run if they control that objective. In addition, at the end of each turn in this battle round...
So wait, is Claudio getting the double turn or is Kip?
I think Kip is taking the double turn and Claudio is getting the underdog rule.
Got it.
I believe is what's happening. Oh, of course, no problem. Happy to answer the questions. Mercenaries is getting released soon from BattleTech.
Across
Nice.
the table there, pointing out that there's an underdog.
That's right, because they had the Kickstarter not too long ago. And is that fulfilling then, Keith? Are you getting yours? You said you're getting yours shipped soon. That's awesome.
I got cocky. Yeah. Yeah, I should do this one, I think.
You know, when we saw some of the other movement of the figures, Warhammer, it is a game where you're playing against an opponent. It can also be very collaborative.
Well, it would be.
Seeing the underdog mechanic come into play,
Yeah.
like in a demo game, it's only stunning athletes. It is actually quite.
You didn't unmute yourself.
I said that when I was 4 years old, I loved Underdog the cartoon.
It was a great cartoon. Do you guys remember that? I do.
If you do,
Oh.
stretch your shoulder.
We're talking about buffing up the control.
The bad one.
That is an ability from the Grey Seer. The Grey Seer has
See?
It's true. Also, my cat. Why are you so upset?
this unit to beat the target and roll the dice.
My little girl is very, I think, hungry.
I want to see those rat ogres get in.
I do too. I do too. Like, they haven't done much yet because I don't think they have any range. I think they're pure melee, right?
They are, and they're not
Traditionally.
soup, and they're probably slow for the Skaven.
That makes sense.
Well, you can see, yeah, it's like, granted, there are lots of options, lots of things.
Keith, that's awesome. I hope that you enjoy getting all those different varieties of miniatures to be able to paint and play with.
The underdog picks one objective on the battlefield if there are no underdog players roll off, and the winner picks. The objective becomes a
All right, so we've got a new twist. The underdog picks one objective on the battlefield. If there's no underdog, the players roll off, and the winner picks the objective. The objective becomes a life spring this battle round. Each player scores 1 extra victory point at the end of their turn if they control an objective. In addition, at the end of each turn in this battle round, after victory points have been scored, heal one each unit that is contesting that objective. Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Okay, so Claudio, who is not getting the double turn, we think.
I believe, yes.
Chooses one objective, probably the center one, because that's what he's sitting on and he just motioned at. That thing will be worth more and will heal everything that's on it. And the thing is because Claudio's army is made up of bigger, tougher, more expensive guys. Him getting healed up 1 wound is actually way better for him than it is for the rats, because getting 1 wound back on a rat is like, oh great, I got a goblin back.
Yeah, exactly. I completely
Whereas
agree with
healing
you.
one of these guys is like, oh, I healed an Arnold Schwarzenegger, combat god. Let's go.
Let's go. Exactly.
Immediately, if you like. You start 12 inches away, and most units move 6. So if you move 6 and the opponent moves 6, you're in combat. And you're off to the races.
Yeah, these boards, if we get we'll see if we get a shot of the overall board. You can see that it is played on a much smaller table than it would be.
They've managed to.
I assume this is the same size as Combat Patrol.
Phenomenal job. And I think it's all due to the way and the very clever way.
Do the Combat Patrol boards have pre-designated spaces for like objective markers like these ones do?
No, the default ones don't. And also, I thought in Combat Patrol we played on 2 boards.
I think this is 2 boards pushed. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Okay, maybe this is smaller than Combat Patrol then.
Yeah, I think they may be doing something a little smaller.
Okay.
Check.
No, I still think it might be 2 boards. Yeah, I think it is still 2 boards.
No, it's not.
Is it not? Okay.
No, that's a fold in the middle.
Oh, is that just a fold in the middle? Okay, I thought it was.
Or is it not?
I don't know now.
I think that's the only
Sure,
time where I think it's the better
Okay,
choice
let me. I'm gonna
tactically.
go to.
If you at the bottom of turn 1, you didn't score any in your turn. Yeah, you actually have.
I'm gonna go to GW's website real quick on my
Well,
phone.
you keep the game open. Yeah.
Oh no, that's
I'm looking this up. I'm
okay,
looking this up.
All right, cool. Because I know they had a picture.
Keep hosting.
I am. We're here. I wasn't going anywhere. Looks
Rawr.
kill team size. That's a good point. It's a good point, futurist.
Abilities, cleansing fire on the rat ogres, distributing 2 mortal.
Maybe that's what it is. I wonder if you could do the kill team boards, because I haven't looked at any of them in a while. Do the kill team boards have pre-designated spots for objectives like this?
No, they use the same boards as 40K.
Got it. Okay. I was curious. The reason I was asking is I was wondering if it would give you additional opportunities potentially to just have other environments to play on if you got tired of just flipping this one back and forth. I mean, I suppose you could just put your own markers down and it'd be fine. Because they always give you a layout.
One of them actually has a very, very.
No, I'm trying to find where it says to actually set up the board.
Warp fire gun.
Indeed, it's
10-inch range. 2d6.
The rat ogres might be getting in.
It's a flamer. It's a flame style weapon.
Ooh, they do hit on 2s. Oh, they do have a gun. Okay, they have a short range
We talked about how
warp fire gun, 10 inches, 2d6 attacks, hits on 2s.
Also, shoot
combat. Into combat is the kicker.
4
That is
plus
the cherry
wounds.
on top.
Why is it on 2s? That seems rude.
I know, right?
And then they've got a beautiful combat ability here, which is once per battle, any combat phase, they can essentially inflict D3 mortal wounds on themselves, but then every model in the unit gets +1 attack. So I've got 6 attacks.
How many wounds
each.
do they have?
Hitting on 4s, winning 3s.
Oh, 4. Okay, so they could do this once to
Quite
themselves.
fearsome. Yeah, very, very, very interesting.
Add 1 to the
see
attack
how,
characteristic.
This unit translates into wider Age of Sigmar, because if you could take a
Yeah, combat patrol is 2 boards.
Okay.
Look at him. Dude, look at him. How could it not be?
And yeah, looking at it, I do think it is. That's why they have those half circles on semicircles. That's what I was trying to say.
Got it.
So that way, when you put 2 of them up against each other long ways, they create an objective in them.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, look at that fur paint job. That's no offense, but that ain't the heavy metal.
I don't think so either.
Like, it looks good, just
Yeah, I agree.
Also, I can see seams.
I can see seams as well, and I don't think heavy metal would actually show that seam on that
So what is the ward save number for you?
terrain piece, yeah.
Oof, that's a tough one. 1. All right.
Takes 3. So he's taken 6, he's got 1 left, and they've still got Grandhammer to swing.
Ow.
Ow, indeed.
Grandhammer, don't let me down.
Grandhammer, let him down. It's a drop dice.
Is it? Is it?
Hey. Hey.
All right.
Don't think the Skaven are. Right.
I don't think they are either. Has that group of clan rats that are with the banner come in at all?
I didn't think they had.
Okay. Kip, bring your clan rats in.
I mean, Claudio must have been the one who got the double turn.
How much health do you have left? 1.
Yeah, he must have, I guess.
Because he's hitting Kip.
Yes. Okay, so Kip is, I guess,
Kip is the one who is screwed by the double turn.
Yeah.
Because the double turn is bad.
Yeah, I really do kind of feel that way. For a game where they want it to be competitive,
See, only the faithful.
the opportunity for you to just completely get a full second turn shooting, like movement shooting, psychic, or I guess your magic in this case, combat, all of that, like over your opponent.
Especially in a competitive game where they're made to be death lasers.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Is like if you want this to actually be competitive, I feel like that rule prevents it from reaching that.
Big boy's dead.
There it is. Look at this.
Look at this.
Roll.
Look at that. That's what I needed Claw Lord to do. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh no, it is dead.
Kip has definitely got the sound in his voice of a man who's like at the end of turn 2 and he's like, yeah, I ain't winning this.
Yeah, that's... I understand. I understand that, Kip. I mean, I'm not really super surprised. It is Stormcast versus Skaven. That's like putting Space Marine up against, like...
Your turn to fight, yes.
Guardsmen. I feel like, without tanks, like guardsmen without tanks.
Or without the heavy artillery.
Yeah, or without the heavy artillery. Yeah, because like the Skaven don't have any like of their Warpfire Giselles or like any of their big guns.
Yeah, like, I mean, even if you don't want to, and I think that comes down to they don't want to put expensive, valuable units in the starter box, but yeah, it feels like the Skaven are certainly lacking something.
Yeah, I find it very interesting how short range. I mean, I know Skaven can be that sometimes, but like this Spearhead patrol, I guess, it feels very melee focused, and I'm curious if down the line they'll have a ranged focused one. In the same way that they give some of the combat patrols for various factions like multiple options to choose from. Like I know Admech, for example, has like a more melee focused one and then a more ranged focused one, or they at least attempted
Well,
that.
also just, I mean, looking at, the starter box, because I didn't watch the previews earlier, but the fact that the starter box comes with like the Giselles and it comes with that giant rattling gun thing. I'm like, I feel like one of those should maybe be in this combat patrol to help.
I agree.
I already did my attacks though.
I like the box design.
I do too. I do too. I find it really funny that they called it Skaven Tide instead of Vermin Tide.
They don't own that.
Is that actually owned by oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the Fat Shark, I think it is.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. He was trying to
I think so.
Okay. I wasn't sure how that worked because the game is a licensed product of Games Workshop, but it is made by like the studio, and it is still a game, and so I know like copyright laws, like I know that they do copyright their titles so that other video games can't use them, but I didn't know if that was going to impact the tabletop, and I guess it must have.
All right, that's 4.
Maybe Vermintide's also a little too associated with Old World, and they didn't want to like adjust that.
Maybe so.
But it's 2 damage. So.
Yep. It goes through. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
My beautiful rats.
Goodbye.
No, all of his clan rats.
You enjoyed that one, did you? Oh, wait a second.
So does he just have his Warp Seer, or his Grey Seer and his Ogres on the board? Is that all Kip has?
Warlock Engineer, but I think so.
Oh,
or
yeah,
is it a Gracie or a Warlock? Or a Warlock
He has
Engineer?
he has both, I think. I think his Warp Engineer is surrounded by
Warlock Engineer.
Oh, sorry. I think the Warlock Engineer is surrounded by the Winged Fellows. And I think the Grey Seer is in the corner away from them.
Gotcha. I only noticed the one character. That's why I was confused.
Yes, I understand. Yes.
Very good double turn there.
He hasn't done any Skaven speak, as far as I know, and I'm disappointed.
The Warhammer IP people were like, don't.
But we have 2 units.
They may have. They were like, just don't do it at all.
Table corners, and we'll see what happens there. Warlock Giselle was probably not one that many would have picked up as being threatened by the prosecutors. But that.
Oh yeah, because see, there's the Warlock Engineer.
Do things.
All that range, all that damage.
Exactly, man. They just go places and do things you do not expect.
A power.
Yeah, because the Warlock Engineer is the pink cloak one, right?
Yes, that's the pink cloaked one, and then off screen behind the Warlock Engineer is his Grey Seer.
Got it. Yeah, that's the one I haven't seen or I haven't noticed.
Got it. Yeah, I don't know what it's done so far. I think it cast something at the very beginning, but other than that, I mean, I know it is more of a caster than like a melee or anything.
Your opponent,
Yeah.
I don't see that much damage coming out of this turn, but it's certainly something to consider when you could really press an advantage and you don't need those cards.
Yeah, so a lot of effort has been put
See, the underdog mechanic is also a concern because you have armies who are specifically designed to fight better in the late game, such as the Sigmarines, which means you're going to lean more into that by allowing the armies that are fast and have to get their points early in the game, like the elf arms, they're going to be at a bigger disadvantage because they're going to score a little bit of points at the beginning. That's going to give the advantage to the late game scoring army, and the late game, normally more durable army, is going to get more powerful.
Yes, and I feel like we're kind of seeing that here with the Skaven, because I know Skaven are kind of a fragile, like they're a fast, fragile army generally.
Yep.
And I really do feel like that's what we're seeing right here with Kip and Claudio. Although, to be fair, you know, I say that Kip is winning technically right now. He's got 3 victory points to Claudio's 2.
Yeah, because Claudio hasn't even finished the second turn.
True. True.
Yeah, even though it's fewer units, smaller table, lots of play. Correct.
And that was exactly what my point is that then allows Claudio to grab a hold of round 2, and, you know, as a later game army, I have my concerns.
Well, actually, no, I think he has had his second turn because he took the double turn, right? That's what we figured out, and Kip seems to be the one moving now, so... Oh, there it goes, it just updated. Okay, there we go. I was like... Yep, okay.
I know what I'm watching. I have been doing this for longer than some of our viewers have been alive.
Probably true. It's probably true.
Focus him down, get him down. Got to be priority target number 1.
Started playing this game.
Yes, Havman. They have a lot of dice specifically for that
25 years ago.
25 years ago? My gosh.
I'm old.
We're both old. We're both old.
You can pick your poison right now. You can go get the prosecutors. You can go get the Lord Vigilant. Mind you, if you get the Lord Vigilant, you'll be drawing in 2 or 3.
God, he has so many of his. Like, has Claudio lost anything?
That's a good question. I mean, of course, normally the prosecutors can
no.
Oh, good lord. This is like watching Space Marines just come in and destroy anything in a new edition.
Maybe you can figure out ways to weaken them.
Whenever they're in the starter box, that is. If they're not in the starter box, then normally it's fine. But I gun this if they are.
It's actually there's 3 distinct points of shooting. One, of course, happens in the
scoop myself over.
Yeah, see, he does get to bring back in the clan rats. It's just he lost his general already.
I know, which is such a shame.
So we'll have to wait and see on that.
All right, well, you're just gonna have to trust that Kip has got 3 points because I'm blocking the scores.
Yeah, let's just pick a visible enemy unit within 13 of this unit to be the target. Then make a casting roll of 2d6 on a 6+. Yep. So very doable.
Very doable.
Yeah.
2/3 of the time, give or take.
Inflict D3 mortal wounds on.
All right, come on.
That's good for a prosecutor. They've only got 2 wounds, so I would be
within
shooting
13 inches. Okay, so somewhat limited, but not terrible range.
On my Rat Ogre, I'd be shooting that, or that using that ability rather, and I'd be falling back the Warplock Engineer and seeing if there was like 1 prosecutor on 1 wound, I'd be 1 Rat Ogre finishes that, 2 Rat Ogres go into Liberators.
Rat Ogre with a move of 6 and the 10-inch range of the Warpfire gun on this table, giving it a full 16-inch threat range. That can be pretty brutal.
Exactly right. So even though
but deployment has a lot to do with that.
Exactly right. Even though Kip's 2 frontline units got destroyed, mauled even by the hammers of Liberation.
He did get mauled.
The same thing.
I'm not sure Kip is going to be as strategically minded as these commentators believe.
I have no idea, like, what his level of... Like, not to say that Kip isn't, like, a gamer. He obviously is. I just have no idea. Like, I don't know what kind of games he actually plays on his channel. I have no idea if they're, like, strategy-oriented. I mean, I would kind of like to believe that based on the fact that he agreed to do this, but, who knows?
And now that they're there, what do the Stormcast do? Do they turn around one of
I
the
hope
assets from the middle?
I hope they do some, like, I hope they have a follow-up stream, like, the 2 of them, like, either separately or even together on one of their channels.
3,000 point battle.
5 points up. 7.
Well, I mean, yes, that would also be cool, but I also just want to hear them talk about this experience.
From the twist, and also a tactic card from the Dragothian Dice.
And then I want to hear them shit-talk each other.
Look at that boost and score. Just absolutely skyrocketed.
You started Fantasy in 98 Space Sharks 40k? Nice.
The change in lexicon.
Do you actually run the Space Sharks? Is that why your name is Space Sharks 40k? Because if you do, I love the Space Sharks. They're great.
You need to bring into your soul. And that is the new terminology. Because it's really quite an interesting thing that they've done to make Age of Sigmar.
You started, Futurist, you started with the Rogue Trader rulebook 30 years ago? Nice. Do you have any of those models or the books or anything still, or was it one of those, like, you sold it ages and ages ago?
By the way, I guess see how that resolves. Yeah.
Did you meow at me, little boy, and then yawn?
Alright, so we got 6 of those.
Both my cats are starting to get a little like, hey,
So
you gonna feed us soon?
I need 4s as well. Now we want some 4s.
That is probably true.
Looking for 1s, 2s, and 3s. 1s, 2s, and 3s. That's all I want.
Oh, there's always a time to jump in.
May the Force be with me. You know what I'm saying?
Be with you.
May the Force be with them? That's a different system, guys.
So one went through. One went through.
Did you check these, right? Are you sure? I don't know. You made sure that he didn't switch him?
Wait, only...
It'd be impressive if you did. So just kill one, though, because you're carrying a wound. Carrying a damage. On the prosecutors?
No, on the prosecutors, I don't.
I went here.
You went here. On the prosecutors, right? So that's a one.
I would believe Claudio has loaded dice.
Oh, I could believe it.
Love it.
Look at you. See,
He has been rolling exceptionally well. He's had so many, like, 4-ups. Just very consistently.
I'm going to go into my charges. So I think I'm going to go...
Oh, that is so
my
cool.
rag is fine. They need to get stuck in.
Let it be known that I am jealous of the fact that you still have your Rogue Trader rulebook. Very, very cool.
They don't want them on the board anymore. We're done. So we're gonna hopefully make this charge.
Gonna do some double.
Come on, ogres, get in there!
Big charge.
Big charge, yes.
All right, yeah, they're close enough.
Yeah, smart boy.
Come on,
Move this
ogres.
out of the way so you
That'd be
can
lovely.
go after my.
So you want to stay out.
Oh, is he going? Is he going for the Warlord? My goodness. Yay! As the crowd cheers.
I don't know because you're a few seconds ahead of me.
I understand.
I trust him.
Yeah.
He's also going to go for a charge.
You did in 6th edition? That's awesome, Space Shark. That's
He's
awesome.
going in. He's had enough. He's like, you know what? All or nothing. And here he
I see Kip staying out of heroic intervention range.
Did I deliberately do that? To fluff you or not? That's what you need to find out.
What is
We're
it?
going to start with
What is that? 4? 6 health? 5 health? 5 health.
We're going to start with the Raugers.
Wait, the Gracier charge?
I don't think.
It does look like the Gracier may have charged. That's an interesting tactic.
Start with the Raugers.
Let's see how it plays out.
These bad boys.
W Hunt, so far, the Skaven are in a little bit of a rough spot. Kip has 3 points to Claudio's 7.
Yeah,
He's
Kip
lost.
has to wipe some stuff off this board right now.
Yes.
What do you need?
The Skaven do not remove this infantry or those winged boys. And or gets the double turn. I worry for Kip.
Yes.
You ready?
Yeah, I'll help you. I'll move it.
Right, now I'm looking for 3s. Oh, there we go.
Ooh,
There we go.
Yeah, okay.
Comeback's on. 5 of those, mate.
5?
5 of
All
those.
right. He had a good roll for his ogres.
A rend of 1.
I was gonna say his hits were average. I'm at his hits.
So I'm looking for 4s. Again.
Okay, yeah, but he wounded well. I see that.
Oh.
I heard a gasp. I don't know what's happened yet.
I'm waiting for you to hear it. I'm waiting for you to be in there.
I mean, you sound excited. That leaves me optimistic.
All of them.
All of them?
Yep.
You shouldn't have said the Star Wars thing.
It's true. Oh, look at them go. They're all dead.
Oh, that's 2 damage each.
And a round of applause for Kip. A round of applause, everybody.
Pop, 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 pop.
It's actually been a quite close battle. Like, as much as I feel like the Skaven have been a little down, now that they are with the ogres in there and the fact that the Gracier, I think, got his...
Show the fucking wrestlers, guys.
Yeah.
People screaming and cheering.
I know. And they're not very good at this.
The engineer has left.
He has 3 left.
3 left? Well, let's go after the engineer then.
Great idea. I would definitely do that.
Definitely do that. Don't go after my Gracier. Don't go after my Gracier, please. Zoom. into Claudio's sleeve.
Italian thing.
The Italian rolls there.
I mean, if Kip can get the priority on the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
4.
4 of them there.
3 plus.
Looking for 3s again.
They're attacking
My
the
engineer.
engineer. That's 2.
He's gonna survive.
Only just.
Let's go, engineer. Right, so 2.
Do the... I guess the wind guys must only have 1 damage. I'm surprised by that.
And the engineer.
They're probably a speed-based unit.
Ah, that makes sense with the wings and
engineer
everything.
takes 2.
Somebody was calling out that they would make a really good Sanguinary Guard. Is that what the...
Sanguinary Guard.
Sanguinary Guard, yeah, for the Blood Angels.
Yeah, definitely.
Gonna go swinging. All right.
And I agree.
Love it.
Where is he? There he is. All right. So he's got.
Is he gonna go downswing?
Yep. He's got 3 attacks on 4s. Boom. That's 1.
That's 1.
And again. Hey, there it is. Massive, massive rend of none.
I'm really glad that they've started
3
allowing
up.
Kip and Claudio to be
Okay,
hurt a bit
that's
more
okay.
in the game. That was something that I was a bit bummed about at the very beginning.
All right, now we're gonna attack.
Because they weren't doing it as much.
Now we're gonna attack with the Grey Seer.
Come on, Claudio, fail this. He did not fail that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yep. Like touch. I guess I can probably touch a bit more in. Perfect. 3 attacks, 4s. Boom.
All right, the Grey Seer is attacking now.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm just sort of watching this now, going.
I know,
like,
I am too.
If Kip can get the next priority, because he needs to hit with the ogres.
Yes, I agree. He needs to hit with the ogres.
Ooh!
Bada boom, sir. That'd be 3 damage, which means I'm pretty sure that they're dead.
Oh, 3 damage.
Grey Seer strikes again.
The Grey Seer with a big hit.
Oh!
And he succeeded.
This is so good. Skaven making a comeback. It's all that warp energy.
Okay, so
Oh, both of them.
I did. This is still mine. That is not
Crazy, huh?
All right, even if Claudio gets the priority, all right, we're feeling fair now.
Oh no, I moved him. Well, did not play that too well. Okay, that did not work.
Just 2.
Sounds good.
It's good. It's good.
All right. So just 2. So we're at the.
I knew there was a reason he was over there.
Hey, he did some good work.
Oh, I see. Kip took his Grey Seer off the other objectives, so they are all active.
What a joy
Yep.
these 2 gentlemen are.
Got it.
Yeah, it sounds like it could have been 3 there though. Keeping your eyes on the cards, lots of balance there when you're looking at yourself.
Good boy, you attack
and
that
the
arch.
units that are right in front of you, and all that pressure come from that golden armor.
To be fair, did everything I say was
Christian,
gonna happen.
I agree. They're both good armies.
Here's the
honestly.
thing: he gave up the 2 points, but if he hadn't charged with it, he wouldn't have wiped out that squad.
I agree.
Which means he wouldn't have controlled that objective anyway, and he wouldn't have killed the enemy. I think, in hindsight, he made the right choice.
I agree, considering how many units does Claudio actually even have on the board now? Is it just the Warlord?
No, he also has a caster.
Oh yeah, I see the flames down there.
Looking at
Okay.
the resources on the table, figuring out how to get the most of it, doing the best.
I just
we
leaned
can.
and pointed
A
at the
couple
screen
comments
as
in
if
the
you
chat
guys could
about,
see it.
Spearhead
I know you
being
can't.
a
Sorry.
fixed
This
set of units, and it really is. It's a fixed set of units.
this little
Each
guy
round
right
is
here.
on its own.
You can't see my mouse. Never mind.
Pick before each round, you can pick a.
All right, I think we're getting this turn's twist.
Regimental abilities, and then
Oh yeah, they are talking
one
about
of
the
4
twist.
enhancements for your warlord.
Yeah, it's really it's very customized.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if Kip would have gotten maybe more victory points if he hadn't have moved the Grey Seer, but the fact that it actually is what wiped out that unit,
I agree.
denying Claudio points this
Nope,
turn,
don't-
I think
don't
it was
rub on
the
that.
correct choice.
I agree.
It is very versatile. It is
Jack, don't do that.
He wants to rub on the greens. No, stop rubbing your little cheeks on the green screen.
Was laying nothing but eggs rounds 1.
Come here, bud.
As soon as he got the double turn, his dice
Come here.
activated, and he cut the head off every rat within his vicinity.
Both these players
There
play
we go.
fundamentals. You know, how do I stay on objectives? How do I make the use out of most of my cards that I
That's
can?
true, W Hunt. Sometimes you do have to ignore the objectives and wipe out your opponent. And honestly, I do think it was a good point, like a good thing for him to do here. What?
Well, we have
The
one
under
more round
rat.
after this. We're going into battle round
Would you eat the
3,
Skaven?
and we can possibly see a
Hmm?
double turn.
You want to? I know you want to go eat other things right now, don't you?
Into
Nummy food.
We may tune in for the priority role because this could be the tail of the game.
Thank you for subscribing, Benjamin Pitts.
It might be
Waiting to see who gets the first turn here.
I'm moving face left. Okay.
Hero phase.
I'm just gonna this one.
Oh yeah, sorry. What am I talking about? It's not my go, is it?
Oh, we just missed it.
I was gonna say this is probably the if Kip wins this.
Twist heroes rot. -1 to save rolls for the Vigilant.
No.
Apologies, guys. We just missed it. Claudio will be taking the next turn. So there's going to be a conventional battle round here. When Claudio
Okay, Claudio's taking the next turn.
Oh, okay, we missed the roll.
Yeah, we missed the roll.
They're doing a great job on production, let me tell you. Warhammer, they know what they're doing.
They really do.
Multi-billion-dollar fucking publicly traded company or whatever. I say, I don't know how much is Games Workshop's fucking market cap.
I don't actually know now.
Of course, we did have the.
All right, the underdog can pick.
They are a $3.3 billion company. They can learn how to freaking switch cameras.
I agree. That's shameful. That's absolutely shameful. You think Skaven are gonna win? I hope so. I hope Kip wins. Also, thank you, Charles. He is the best cat.
And of course, the underdog right now is Kip, so it is in his hands. Of course,
Nurgle's Rot.
Both of the heroes.
Yeah, I would also give Nurgle's Rot.
Yeah, because the ward saves aren't going to matter against Skaven. You're just their armor's going to be taking it.
Well, this is going against the Stormcast because Kip is the underdog. So Kip gets to
I
pick
know.
one of these effects, and then
But I'm assuming he's picking the general.
I would assume so as well.
That -1.
It's big. It's big.
Yes, he did. He took
The
the
Vigilator has a lot of. So Lord Vigilant, my apologies, has all the ability in the world to kill both the Gracia.
Okay, yeah, and Claudio just rolled his ranged attacks and sounded like he missed everything.
Very well. Also, can I just say, I was correct. How good did the Rat Ogres look there? Absolutely.
I mean, I'm inclined to agree with you, Hunt, just because those ogres are really making up their points, aren't they?
Yeah, because I'm not sure. I don't think Claudio's charging them, so.
Yeah, he seems like he's a little nervous to go into him.
They are impressive. They are.
Mathematically, he is outnumbered, and if they have higher DPS than he does, he is correct to stay away and just score objectives. Because what he needs to do is like try and survive.
Yes.
Rules dense, abilities dense characters that can really have a lot of.
Yeah, he is a little bit of a dense character, this Lord variant.
Still perfectly.
I mean, he's a caster.
You know, it's very, very, very fierce.
Well, he's an anti mage. Hunter. Okay.
I think this same character is one that we've painted previously that had a different sculpt previously.
Okay.
Oh, are his angel guys coming back in?
Per battle ability, which is the Unleashed Warp Fury. Inflict D3 mortal damage on the unit. So, you know, could be perilous. Skaven like to live risky.
Does look that way, yes.
Then add one of the attached characteristics of his melee weapons.
Okay, that might explain why they were so brittle, though. Because I was also with you with like, wow, they're brittle as hell. But yeah, they can actually like respawn. Okay, that much better.
Yeah, that's a lot more powerful.
Up on the screen as well. This is the.
You know, Futurist, you're probably right. I bet one of their cameras did overheat.
Target of that twist being the -1 save.
Yeah, the guy with the hand camera seems to be MIA now.
They need to get that. They need to work with AEW and use their cameras.
I'm honestly surprised. How hard is it to get a camera that can stream for your $3.3 billion company? You know, showcasing one of your flagship products for the year. That's all I'm saying. You have celebrities from another multi-billion-dollar company who are on TV every week, and you want to showcase your flagship product. You're publicly traded. Maybe get your production line.
I agree.
And if you want to respond to me, well, could you do it better? Yeah, yes, I could.
I believe it.
So the Hallowed Great Axe.
It is kind of sad how.
Give me half their budget. Give me half their budget.
Dude, I was about to say we've seen YouTubers have more impressive setups than what Games Workshop has done with this for their battle reports.
Yep. Shout out to Tabletop Tactics.
And like literally, I feel like half of the other ones out there, because I feel like most people
Mini
who have been
wargaming.
mini wargaming, tabletop titans, like all of them. I mean, heck, the setup that Hobby Collab had was great.
Agreed, with those nice like macro shots of the board and such.
Exactly.
This turn will be dictated by where he decides to go, where Claudio decides to send it. I just adore that he's color matching his army. We cannot highlight that enough. The gentleman dressed for the game.
They should plan better. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes. Both combatants here.
And streaming is not new for them.
No, and it's not difficult either. I feel like they should have backups of their backups is really what I'm saying. If Connor Seadog VA can have backups of his backups for his live across Japan biking marathon for 14 days, Games Workshop can have backups for backups at their 3-day convention.
AGDQ can run a event with better camera control.
True.
Made a charge from reserve.
And I know AGDQ is a big event. This is a $3.3 billion media company.
That's why some units that can get around that, or
they weirdly invest in things that I feel like they should not be, and then also don't invest in things that they should, like cameras in their streaming setups.
It's a common problem in modern corporate, not corporate America, because I guess it's, not America, but modern corporatism.
I think it's just a problem with like capitalists.
Of course, they represent most of
this. No, I wouldn't even say that. I would just say it's a problem with like with just a lot of English-speaking businesses. I would say is the wrong prioritization of capital.
On the battlefield, wholly within friendly territory. Only within 6 inches of the battlefield edge and not in combat.
And this is coming from somebody whose first job was with a company that had a basketball court in their office.
What's the limit on how close they can beat enemy units? And not in combat.
Yeah, it's not in combat.
Just not in combat, baby.
Yeah, each reinforcement unit can only be replaced once. So some of unless it's some of the special rule, it cannot just be completely recycled.
Whoa! Even they get to come back
from the table.
Dude, they are like your Necron.
We'll see if we can get the reason for that. Was some emotion there.
Coming down to try.
Well, wait, I just saw the.
Yes, it did.
So he just got 3 of his other guys that he lost to, the generic boys.
The Stormcast, okay.
Which, I mean, I guess makes sense. They're like,
so is that just like what happens in this game mode? Just everything keeps coming back?
I don't know if it's just that it's these 2 factions, because like Skaven, it makes sense. There's always infinite more Skaven. Stormcast makes sense because they do respawn because of their pulled from death.
Yeah.
It's just it's so.
It is in the top right. It is a red banner.
Battle tactic.
Oh, he used his command. Okay, so in the stream prior to this, they were talking about these cards, and what they are is they have a command on the bottom and a tactic on the top. If you choose to do the command, you cannot use the tactic.
Okay.
But the tactic or the command on that one seemed to reinforce all of his units.
You were just talking about this.
So why would you ever do the top thing then?
You what?
What does the top thing do if you chose that?
The tactic is generally, I think, something that allows you to, I believe it is meant to block your opponent in some way, or like react to your opponent in some way. Is what the tactic is.
Okay.
Almost more like a stratagem.
I think that was the groan, and then a little bit of.
Well, so
I guess
that just confuses me more. Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I was like, but
sorry. I'm doing a bad job explaining it because they didn't super go into huge detail, but I do know that one you get to do one or the other.
Okay.
For some reason, his rolling hand has either been powerful or not powerful.
It was
Sigmar has either blessed or not blessed.
On the fact he likes the long roll, constrained by the box.
Wide wingspan on the gentleman in question. He likes a big swing at it. Swing at the hammer.
Like consistency, sometimes what you need. You have a little bit of dice, mojo, and rituals.
Oh, we love our rituals. We do.
He's very volatile dice.
I think it's a great suggestion. Why don't we jump over, see if we can get over to the players and their audio, and see if we can see what they're planning.
Yeah, indeed.
Can you do me a favor real quick and run downstairs? I think your birthday gift from my parents might have been delivered.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Yes.
That's true. That's smart. So you're using it?
Nope.
No.
Well, I trust in my rat ogres, mate.
Okay, well...
It's gone remarkably well so far.
I know. I'm going to go with my Lord Vigilant.
Okay.
Lord Vigilant.
Yeah, send him in.
So who's he attacking?
The Griff Stalker, right? So I'm going to put a lot of faith in
Who's he going for?
Griffin.
Who's he going for?
He is going for...
The Grey Seer, or is he going
he's going for the
engineer.
The engineer.
Because I
Okay,
would like
still
to get
trying to
the
go for the
off the
engineer.
board.
Please.
So,
Attacks.
you've got 2 profiles, you need to declare where both are going.
Yep.
Okay.
So you need to, where's the Griffin going to attack, and then where's the axe going to attack? Is it all going to go into the engineer and make sure?
No,
Or are you gonna split?
so the Griffin is going to go to the engineer, and the Hollow Great
Alright, so
Axe
he's
is gonna
splitting
go
his attacks.
into
Oh, he's
Interesting.
splitting attacks, eh? Okay.
Alright, let's see how this pans out for him. I feel like sometimes in the past, in like Old World, I remember the horses or other mounts that you would ride do really well, and then sometimes they did really terrible, so I'm curious how this is going to work out.
That's one for
Is he in on 4s or 3s?
He's 4s. He's 4s, and now I just need to roll +3.
Roll him 1. Looks like
jinxed
he's got
him.
no more attacks
He
this
jinxed
turn,
him.
son.
Oh, why?
Not telling, that's awesome. Finding Dominion for 90 bucks, that's great.
Survived mighty long.
You got your axe as well.
Come on, send the axe in
Okay,
then.
send
Go
the
on.
axe in. There we go, 5.
I just wanted to
On
keep
the
him
Grace
up.
here.
You've got the mortal damage on this one as well.
I just wanted to prevent you.
Ooh.
No mortals.
3, 3, 3. That's
4 of them.
4.
3s again. Come on, 2s and 1s.
Oh, the Grace is just dead.
3, and
Oh
that's
no.
double.
How much damage per
6.
1?
No, his Grey Seer. Aww. Oh, I think he just kissed it, but of course they didn't show us that because, you know, why would they? Why would they show us that?
Only the faithful.
Sweet.
How do they not add a penalty for splitting attacks? I mean, they don't have a penalty for splitting attacks in 40k, I don't believe either.
Yep, my turn. Your double turn, you sneaky.
Hey, I got a double turn, you know?
They are terrain and can add, they can provide cover, and they can block line of sight depending on what type of terrain they are. But other than that, generally no. They sometimes they get special rules, but typically I don't think that they do anything extra beyond standard line of sight blocking, giving cover to units, etc.
All right. Lord Vigilant, Veritant. Why you keep Mexico's up?
The end is nigh.
I want to make his little lapdog
Anything?
disappear.
Okay.
Oh, that's my Griff.
Hey, you
That's
wait
my
till you
Griff.
roll those 1s. That's got 15 attacks coming at you.
You successfully got my hopes up with a promise of birthday present, and I was greeted with nothing.
I'm so sorry. My mom said that they called like her a couple of times to deliver the package because they needed entry into the building, and I don't.
What?
It didn't.
What is it? Was it +4s?
I'm asking her if she knows if they left them or not, or if they're going to try delivering them tomorrow or something.
Well, obviously they didn't leave it. So.
Obviously, yeah. No problem having it, of course. Unfortunately, Kip has lost his Grey Seer.
I am not surprised.
I'm not really surprised either, but it did happen.
I wasn't expecting the entire Stormcast army to come back.
I wasn't either.
Is that all they did?
Yeah.
I believe it was taken out by the Griffin, actually, because he split, Claudio split his attacks and put the Griffin into the Grey Seer and the... Or possibly the Griffin into the Engineer, maybe. And then the mounted guy into the Grey Seer.
Ran 3?
Ran 1.
Ran 1? So I need 4s and up. Okay. 1 went through.
There was a man who was way too excited in that crowd.
I heard that.
Now my Griffin comes in. Plus.
May I have a draw? Thank you.
I can't believe the Griffin left before.
I would.
All the Griffins letting me down.
I would say roll it again.
No.
But earlier, the drop dice.
So, you know.
Griffin
So the Griffin is.
They are going nuts, you're right.
Come on, all the Griffins are letting me down. I need to swap all the Griffins.
To be fair, you're having a good enough game that I don't think you need them right now.
No, I need the Griffin.
He needs the Griffin, everybody. He needs the Griffins.
Whose is that?
Sorry, that's my rat ogres.
That's your red ogres?
Right, yeah.
Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so 2.
I like
two on my.
I like my engineers just sitting
The
there.
engineer's been just coming in somewhere. He's a thorn in my side. Okay, my.
You know, this is now going to cause drama with your mother, and now I'm going to be like, I wish you just said nothing. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, right? I do know this, and I am sorry. I will deal with it.
Abjuration, right? That's 1.
I'm like, I told her I was streaming. I'm like, I don't know what you want. I couldn't answer the phone or anything.
Oh, not good.
Oh, is she mad at you?
No, I don't think so specifically. It's fine though. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll figure it out.
And
dude, this has been a really good game actually.
3 more.
Closer than I was expecting. Once again, 'cause I wasn't expecting respawning Stormcast.
Agreed.
You get too carried away.
I get too carried away.
You get too carried away. Yep, so that'll be 6. 3s? Like you,
Ooh.
3 of them, yes.
Oh, come on. That'd be a lovely roll.
That was a good, lovely roll for Kip.
3.
3.
Bear witness to the holy 3. It's behind chat, but it's there. Now it's gone. The 3 has left.
This boy is gonna have that.
I don't know, there's some weird number 3 on screen.
I did see that. That was odd.
4 apiece.
It's true. It's also prime.
All right, 1 left.
Oh, it's the battle round number.
Oh, that's what it is. Yes.
Gotta turn off all your layers, boys. All the layers.
Who is completely stalling out the entire. He's stonewalling the entire Stormcast force.
Well, there was a whole lot of. There was actually some things there, splitting attacks, like taking units here, splitting over there, which you can't.
It is tough to choose because there's a lot of good options and there's a lot of like really powerful abilities.
He had 5 attacks hitting on 3s and 3s with
God, I really hope his rat ogres do some good stuff again.
And that was his undoing. He only did.
You mean the one ogre that's alive?
Is there only one left? Did he lose
Yeah.
2? Oh, damn it. I missed that.
Yeah, no, he cut the other 2 down.
Got it. Okay.
Just absolutely popped off and killed 2 rat ogres. So
which is pretty good. Rat ogres have 4 health apiece. So
I mean, each one gets
big time.
Oh yeah, I
attack,
see that.
so.
I see that.
Successful hits.
So we could, but
carried away with the damage. You would wait until you see your opponent get the saves before you roll the damage. So they did that. That's what you saw the extra set of dice rolls because they wound that part back.
People might be looking at this game right now and feeling like it's getting out of hand.
I don't even know what Claudio is rolling, but it was a 6.
Charge, I believe.
Oh.
Because he just moved his
Yeah, I see that now.
Oh boy. Well, I think this might be over for Kip.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was so optimistic in that last turn because he like killed so many things. He was just killing so many things. Maybe he'll have something that just brings all of his elites back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he gonna get to bring back his rat ogres? Because if he doesn't,
I have been in a similar position.
Yeah, that would be a little broken, I think, if he wasn't able to bring his rat ogres back in.
I don't know, man. I don't know at this point.
Going to see if one of these refs, of course, keeping the game on the straight and narrow, making sure everything is equal and even on both sides, can take a peek at the cards over there and see if we can see a spot, if there is a potential swing here. What might be in the mind of Kip?
Indeed. Tech Priest Warner on the job. This is going to be really cool to see.
Kip, you gotta work on those dice rolls, son.
You may have seen on other channels where you can see the cards, but the other players can't. We have these 2 beautiful.
That ogre is hurting.
So,
yes.
The players have their cards laid out there. They can't see them, but we can see them. I should be able to get the right camera shot. Of course, they've been used there so that the referees are able to kind of guide the players through the game should they need it.
Okay, so now Kip Claudio is choosing his next card, I think.
All 3 of them. So within grasp to score all 3 of
15
those
points
cards.
Could go straight to 20 points. That is
huge.
Enormous.
Yeah, it could be huge.
Absolutely.
I mean, you gotta look at what your resources are on the table.
Why is he playing so many cards?
I think he might be scoring points with them. That might be what the tactics are. Is the tactics might be like other ways to score points.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Especially
yeah.
on the sidelines, seeing the rat ogres go down, they'd be like, We're gonna cap those objectives, maybe.
But we do have some things, we're talking about the reinforcements.
The score currently is 12.
There's the twist.
Claudio has 12, so Stormcast Eternal are that. And Skaven are at a mere 5.
Yeah, about to go to the bottom of the third Skaven. Turn I'm
not optimistic unless he just
he might score a lot of points, because the thing is the Stormcast don't have the numbers to out control the Skaven. It's just
it's true.
Skaven have lost all their teeth.
Unit of Skaven clan rats that can come on the table. Of course, they could walk on wherever they please, as long as it's not into combat.
Friendly territory, not in combat, 6 inches from the table edge.
Yeah, as long as they're not within 3 inches when they come on of any other.
Yeah, at least his Skaven can come in at any board edge at this point because of the round 3. They just can't be within 3 inches of any of the enemy units. Just it's pretty standard
Yeah, that'll
stuff.
let him grab that objective.
Of the Stormcast. So that's an objective that has been captured by the Stormcast and they've retained control. So it's a 2-point swing. You're taking it off your opponent, gaining it yourself. And if that was to score a card,
Jack, please stop.
That's a 7-point swing.
Some of our common vernacular.
I will make sure to get them fed as soon as this is done.
Is that they've already claimed that objective, and it will remain the side that claimed it until an opponent can get over there with some control stats and take it back.
Spot on. So in this position, Kip has two primary objectives: limited the scoring ability of Claudio. Claudio is very much in the middle of the board. He's all conglomerated. Whereas the Clan Rats and the Skaven player can definitely play the flanks.
Okay, he did finally bring in that entire group.
Quite a lot to fall back from the Lord.
Okay, he's bringing in both groups again. So maybe this is not over. This has been such a wild game. I will admit I'm impressed with the back and forth that these two armies have been able to have, because I really was anticipating the Skaven just getting, I don't know, wiped out because it's Stormcast, and much like the Space Marines, I just feel like they get preferential treatment sometimes on the rules, but it is nice to see that it does actually feel decently balanced.
So what you want to do is with 2 units of Clan Rats.
Yes, there are generally a max number of rounds that you will play with. I believe it's 5 normally, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Forgive me. And yeah, so then you can kind of get one killed turn 1. Score some points, get it killed.
Otherwise, if you don't limit the number of rounds, then you just potentially could have some games go forever, depending on what kind of armies you're against, because things could just keep coming back over and over and over again. I think it'll be fun to play too. I'm actually quite optimistic. I'm still not sure if I like the double turn thing, but the idea of the underdog rules and that to possibly counteract it is interesting, and I want to see more games to see further how it actually plays out.
From combat. So I will say it's not safe, except for the fact that Kip is.
Oh my gosh, yes, the Rat Ogre should absolutely deliver an elbow drop on the Stormcast. That would be so in theme.
That is in combat to use this ability, inflict D3 mortal damage on that unit. That unit can move a distance up to its move characteristic. The unit can move through the combat ranges of any enemy units, but cannot end that move within an enemy unit's combat range. The Skaven, crafty as they are, able to slip away without taking that damage.
Very interesting. And
Come on, Kip.
Come on, Kip.
To take such an ability, be like, we're not going to take any damage there. We're crafty, we're sneaky, we're cunning.
Is his?
Yeah, look at that.
I guess he'll still be able to move, right? Because he'll be able to.
I mean, the recursion, those types of things. That's
Are those Clan Rats that are on the closer objective marker to the wall actually within? Like, are they holding it? It looks like he's within the.
Yeah, assuming that one is active, yes.
Okay.
But then having these models again not known.
A 1 million point game played at a gym? Was it an Apocalypse level game?
Yeah, it would
have to be, right?
If you have Titans in there, that could definitely happen, actually relatively easily.
Oh, that's true. I hadn't even thought about that. Of course, with Titans.
Yeah, I don't know what a Warlord's points is, but I know it's many thousand. You throw enough of those around.
Well, heard us shout about the prosecutors, I believe. So the Radical issue the prosecutors 11 shots, 2d6s. Prosecutors roll 4 saves.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I like how they keep covering the screen when anything happens.
I know. They also keep missing anytime Kip or Claudio actually do anything interesting, because there was a point when when Kip lost his Gracier, he gave it a little kiss. You could tell off screen, but they didn't have actually cameras on him.
Prosecutors down to a manageable number, and then probably fight the Lord Verdant in combat and take out that.
Indeed, Christian, the clown rats are back on the board. All 20 of them.
Many of those saves for them to be picked up.
Exactly right. Hitting on 2s, 1 and 4s, not unrealistic to kill 2 with 11 shots.
Yeah, Rat Ogres with their Warpfire gun. All those shots only 1 damage apiece, but
I am going to be very curious. This ability for things to come back. Logically, it makes sense for these two armies, but
how universal is that going to be?
I do want to know how universal is that going to be. Because I almost...
Everybody's undead. Everybody.
Everybody. I mean, I kind of like it because it does mean that you're just actually playing points, and it kind of eliminates the, oh, I'm just going to table you.
Objective of the Stormcast Eternals at the bottom left of screen, the bottom left middle of screen.
It would have been theirs the entire time.
The Stormcast would have planted their flag and stated their control of that objective turn 1, and then walked off and been scoring it every turn, and then making primary assets of the Skaven, especially this would have been the biggest reason I think Kip wanted to get the Prosecutors down, because the Prosecutors, if they were depleted, are the only element that can really turn around and get to those clan rats to shut down their ingress into the middle of the table. And so he wanted to maul them and take away a few of their models, a few of their health portion, and so they would become a threat to 10 clan rats anymore.
Great spot. And you might notice now that the board's getting a little less congested, is that each one of those objectives has symbols on them, which helps kind of dictate, maybe what the cards, how important each card draw is to you.
In lieu of a number, we've got a symbol, because of course it's way more thematic, way more engaging in the lore of the Mortal Realms. We have Gairan, we have all the...
We're going to justify a choice that may be unpopular by saying it's more with the lore.
Sorry?
The commentators were talking about the symbols on the various objective markers, and instead of using numbers, they were like, we went with symbols because it's more, in with the lore and everything. And I was like, yes, a potential controversial point that could be justified by lore.
And control that objective, and then get destroyed in the next turn. And if it is, should I do it? Should I not? Is it worth it? And can I survive without that unit? Should it get annihilated? Looks like we're at a bit of a crux point. We might listen to the players and just hear the end of this combat.
In combat, though, with the Battle of the Rat Ogres being able to, with their claws and blades and fangs.
It's a lucky blue dice.
Well, the idea was perfect. Unfortunately, the dice did not want to play the tail.
Are we all done now? So scoring?
Yep. So 2.
So I think we score yes.
Pompadour versus Bald. Battle as old as time.
Indeed.
No, I'm not. Oh. So 1, 2 more. And then what cards?
Another really enthusiastic yelp from the crowd.
Take that 1 in. 3 cards for taking the against Deus.
Wait, what is the taking the flank? Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
Jesus. I just got to the scream.
Yep.
Didn't fight.
Hey, I'm still in it.
The man's quite loud. All right, let's see what the updated points are at, because they just kind of went over it, and I think Kip might have scored 3 cards, but I don't know how much points they were each worth.
This roll here is very...
1 point?
He scored 8.
Oh, he's 1 point difference.
1, 2, 3.
High roll.
I think Skaven go first.
So now you can choose now to take a double turn back, but you won't get to draw any cards. So unless something comes up in the twist, the maximum you can score is 3 for objectives.
Yes.
He has a choice.
Gap 11 to 12. On the edge of a knife balance.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. They just did like a... I think it's because he has an interesting choice. He can take the double turn.
They haven't been doing that for any of their other crap. What the hell are they doing?
They did the want thing twice. Twice. They did it twice. You were out of the room for one of them.
Oh, thanks. For my non-existent birthday present.
I'm sorry.
You said there was a birthday present for me downstairs.
I said
I'm
there
just
might
saying.
be.
Been killed, so that one of the key pieces.
Okay, they're going to try to deliver them tomorrow.
Been removed from his arsenal.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so
My
Keith
mother
is
has also
one
given
the
them my number
priority,
so they can call
trying
me
to
when
decide
they
if
get
he
here.
wants to take the double turn.
Yes.
Gives the turn to Claudio.
He has to give the turn.
He did.
Give her my apologies for my birthday presents that
No, she's fine. It's fine. It's not like it's all good.
Twist in hand.
in-laws, ladies and
That
gentlemen.
factors in because sometimes you get to choose what
it's
happens
fine.
in the twist.
This is going to be spicy. We're going to have it laid down. We're going to see what it is.
Also, I'm just glad that they didn't leave
Table Boss
them
will tell us
because that means we'll still end up getting them, and I'm excited for them.
I mean, if they'd left them, we would have still gotten.
Well, yeah, but at least they didn't like. Well, I don't know
Back and
how long
forth.
they had been like
Going
sitting
into the
out there or
last
anything. I didn't see when
round.
she had actually called me, like what
1
time
point
it was at.
could not be
All right, all
And
right.
you know what? Having seen how powerful the underdog mechanic is, I actually like to be down going into turn 4.
We'll see if we can get the twist up on.
He did tell us he wasn't out of it.
but
He
only
did.
1 point down. You only want to be
Exactly
one.
right, exactly right. It's either 1 point down or 10 points up. That's the only differential I'm happy with. All the benefits and other downsides. Let's see what Claudio draws. The guy ran twist. The underdog
reclaim
picks-
Gyron.
The underdog picks 2 objectives on the battlefield. There is an underdog. Each player picks 1. Each player scores 1 extra victory point at the end of their turn for each of those objectives they control. And what's the bet? It's going to be the home objective of the Stormcast and the one with the 10 clan rats on it. What is the bet, my man?
That seems. But
I mean, this could win it for Kip. This could have been the best case snenario for him.
And gets perfect information, and he either does it or he doesn't. This means swinging.
Dog picks 2 objective. There's no underdog.
Because if there was 1 prosecutor left,
Basically,
which is
Kip
not
gets to
unlikely,
pick 2
if the
objectives
battle
and
is
score
fighting
extra points if he
and
holds them, I think,
shooting,
at the end.
they will
Okay, and he can basically just hold those 2 he's on.
Yeah, because I don't think the Stormcast are fast enough to get to him.
1 or even 2 guys.
Yeah, with a charge they might, but yeah.
They might with the 1, but if he can hold the back one, though, like the Stormcast Eternals home objective one.
This is just so
Mhm.
spectacular a freaking game, guys.
Yeah, good.
Well,
Oh,
we're
man.
actually coming down
Okay.
to seeing the, kind of a tail of the dice going back and forth. This will be now even more critical. Maybe to smooth out that variance. Let me just do what the unit's supposed to do. See how it goes.
Claudio's pulled his cards and he is taking his time. He's thinking about this thoroughly. There's actually very little for him to gain by moving any towards the top of screen. Everything must stream towards the bottom right and middle right quadrant.
I don't think this is the last round. I think they have till round 5, but I think it's likely that it's going to end this round.
Yeah, I think we'll have if Claudio is still in control at the end of this round,
Players can hear us right now.
it'd probably be his, but we'll have a better idea here.
Blinks. I'm sure it'll be very helpful to you at home.
But I believe that both players are very much in this and feel like they can come out on top, and it's going to come down to some critical moves.
Well, so the
I love what we're seeing right here. The measurements.
Yeah, Claudio is totally measuring to go back to those objectives because he must have picked
so
them.
Lord Vigilance moves 12. Prosecutors move 12. That's rough. They can both effect pretty reliable charges onto these units of clan rats. I'm assuming the
They got to make it happen.
They have to. They have to make it happen. And when they go in,
Come on, clan
it can't
rats,
be a
you can
fluff.
do it.
It can't be.
Claudio's got to make some insane charge rolls.
Lord Vigilant
He
went in
would,
and didn't do
yeah.
anything. And we've seen it by the prosecutors as well. They've gone in and done
I mean,
Flyers.
maybe he could, but
Yeah, the Flyers maybe. I don't think the cavalry gets 3d6.
on screen. Please take a moment.
Got it. Okay.
These are Kips. These are Skaven.
Nope. These are Claudio's.
I'm sorry. Claudio's battle tactics.
We can't speak about any of these or explain any of these to you at home because we do not want to impact this game whatsoever. It is so tight. It is so special. But yeah, enjoy them, have a bit of a read, and see if this informs what you see Claudio doing in his movement phase.
Oh no, I believe these are Kips.
They're Kips?
Yeah, I believe these.
You
are
complete
Kips.
this battle tactic at the end of your turn if friendly unit used the fight ability this turn and no friendly units were destroyed this turn. Cut off the head. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if the enemy general was slain this turn or the enemy general was slain in an earlier turn and an enemy unit was destroyed this turn. And finally, you complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if there are any friendly units within 3 inches of the long battlefield edge in the enemy territory. Okay, so if they get far back in, gotcha.
Okay.
Or I guess they can use them in the command phase, or they can use them as a command stratagem. Got
Yes.
it.
Yeah, so that's what these cards do. Is it's either a way to score, or you can use it as a strategy.
They are about card size.
You can see them on the table in well, Claudio's got very large hands, as you saw wielding Gal Moraz.
Yeah, those are actually pretty okay. All right.
Of the hammer.
They're interesting.
I kind of agree with you that it would be optimal for him to use the counter charge, but that means he's limiting how many he can score.
Tempest Warrior, you were doing, or sorry, Inches.
Yeah, and the problem is that Skaven, the way, if you don't know how if you do not know how objective control works in this game, it is oftentimes based on the number of models. That is not universal, but a single heroic guy, even if he is a general, is normally not able to hold an objective against like a unit of 5 normal dudes.
Yep. And I do think that's how it is in this one, because I'm pretty sure their leadership stuff is exactly the same, or their
control.
Their control is the same as they're doing it in 40k.
And basically that means if the Skaven are on an objective, it can often be very difficult for an enemy like the Stormcast, who just don't have a lot of men to like wrest control from it, because they're swarming it.
Yeah.
Metaphorically.
Indeed. You can see even more of this Saturday night. We have another slobber knocker.
That's going to be a full game of Age of Sigmar Reforged.
Full-sized new edition game. The championship matchup, the top table rematch from the World Championships of Warhammer Age of Sigmar in Atlanta last year will be done again. Reforged, new edition.
Saying that last
year.
Yeah,
he's either measuring how much he can move or what the range of one of his weapons might be and whether or not he can hit something.
But welcoming people from all around the world to come and play. The Age of Sigmar Kill Team Underworlds Warhammer 40,000. And then we're going to get a rematch of those players playing.
I'm very excited for Saturday when they
Saturday night.
Let us know what is coming for like 40k and Horus Heresy and Underworlds and Blood Bowl and all that.
Yeah.
It should be interesting to see.
It is. I don't know if I guess I have zero expectations, so I can't be disappointed.
I just want to see new miniatures. I think that's really all I'm there for. Is like I don't really have high expectations.
Look at both the cats.
Does he have?
I think they're all
they are just waiting.
I think both players, have.
Kita is staring at me with a look that says, "Mother, why haven't you fed me?"
Make sure that they get this.
Kip's got the hand. It's just whether he has the models, whether he has the.
That's true. It's the resources.
He's got the hand to win, to take it.
Huzzah!
Will he have the battlefield presence?
Well, I'll tell you, let's see, it's working out.
We will be streaming this Saturday. I believe the stream starts at 10:30 a.m.
Now he's
I don't believe we're watching the game for that one, though.
We are not watching the game for that one. No, this is just us catching to see what Games Workshop has for all their other game systems, and then that will be the only one for that, because Saturday is Chaos Cultist's birthday.
Whatever that was not good for Claudio.
Getting a little bit of banter from the players. Let's see if we can jump back over there.
Yeah,
no, they're fine. They're not meowing right now, so if they were meowing, I would agree with you. I would go feed them, but they're chilling. They're waiting. They know.
And then
hey, he can already in battle, right?
You've been disappointed with 40k? What specifically has disappointed you? I don't necessarily disagree. I haven't played too much of 10th edition, like the bigger games. I like Command, or Combat Patrol, sorry. I like the Combat Patrol size games perfectly well. I played in a tournament with that when it was really, really fun. But I haven't been super inclined to do a full game. I still want to. But it's been like a struggle because there's so much about it that I'm just like,
we're all done with it.
With what they've done.
You didn't want to charge over here, with your 3d6 maybe?
Thought about it. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
The Griffin, +4.
Ones.
All right, we're going into charges.
There's A1.
Come on, fail.
And, +3, right?
Yep.
This is going to go straight through, or you have to...
if you wound me, it will not. I have a save. That's red 1, that one. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. So I need a 6.
Did you roll? I missed it.
He rolled an attack that had rend 1.
Oh, he's shooting. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said he was charging.
I thought he was too, but apparently not.
Oh, that's 2 drop dice.
No. Get him off of there.
No. Was that a no?
No.
All right.
He's dead.
All right, he's dead.
All right, he's finally killed the Warlock Engineer.
I think I can see that I'm going to lose.
This thing has been the bane of my existence the whole game. He has been there like...
The fact that he survived is unreal.
He's like
He's my baby.
He's like Arkan Land over
He
there.
did survive until round 4. That is pretty impressive.
Got 3 there.
2, 3.
Yep.
Okay.
And how many cards?
So cards.
How many cards did you do?
Yeah, the Gracie has been the MVP.
Were destroyed this turn. If you complete this spelling, any friend units use the fight ability in this turn, and no friend units. So that's 4.
Yeah, how many cards does Claudio score?
Hold the ground.
You don't have
complete
to
the battle tactic at the end of your
scoring
turn.
if you don't want.
You know, when you're within the large.
Okay, he's at 16 now.
terrain feature.
Yeah, that's 5.
So I think he just...
And then this is the enemy general.
Then
in an
5th
earlier
card.
turn, and an enemy units were destroyed this turn.
Nice. So 6.
Which was this one.
So Claudio scores 6.
Okay, so he's at 18 now.
18. Is that right? 18, 11. Okay. We need 7 to draw.
Yeah, no, Kip ain't gonna win this. Kip can't hold more than 2 objectives.
Come on, Reds.
I think you're right.
If nothing else in Kip's army can regenerate, which I don't think the characters can, and if the ogres can't, all he has is 2 units that can hold 2 objectives. Even if he can score a couple of cards, he's going to score at most 4 or 5 points this turn, putting him at best 16 points.
Well, remember, he's the underdog, so he does score extra points for, I think, like, every...
Yeah, he'll control 2 for those, so that'll make those worth 4. That puts him at 15. He needs at least 3 cards to tie. And then he has to somehow win round 5 when the enemy holds 3 objectives, and Claudio really has no reason to go forward.
True.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready? Okay, so I have no hero abilities because you've killed all of my chances of doing that. So I'm going to go straight into my movement here.
All right.
Okay.
Finish the round, Kip.
Come on, Kip, you got this. Are you moving them?
What?
I think he's moving those clan rats.
Just to be 100% sure.
You can. Yeah.
Well, they probably have sticky.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We're going to just put them here.
Like, here's the thing. I'm just making observations on what I know. They have rules that I don't know, and therefore, things are. I will be wrong.
I do think they have sticky in this. I think that's the. So yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, so then if he can charge forward and take out the stuff in the center.
All of them that could push him over the top.
If Kip gets literally every possible point he can score right now, he will win this game by 1 point.
I actually like some of the, some of those savvy play we saw.
Okay, I don't know if you've caught if they've said it yet on yours, but they just said that if Kip can score every possible point he can this turn, he will win by 1. I do think they're ending it at this round.
Okay, probably for time.
Yeah, I expect so. Because yeah, nobody else is playing; they're all just watching. You can see the crowd a little bit right now.
Oh yeah.
1 card and he scored it. 3 down a second one, 3 down a third one. Like, okay, fair enough. I don't know anything.
Also, the boards look really cool.
All the terrain colors.
We never second guess the pilots. The pilots are really much.
True,
right there.
I agree.
Limitations, my man. This is spec freaking tacular, dude. He is charging right now into the Lord Veritant with the entire. I think.
Yeah, because I see 5 without his cards. Because I know they showed them to us, but I don't remember what they were, unfortunately. So if he can clear the center, that will put him at 16. And yeah, like you said, he'll have to score 3 cards, which I think is how many he has.
Yeah, I think that's the max you can have per round. It's at least the gist that I've gotten, because that's how many Claudio also had, but he only scored 2 of them.
I understand.
It is the calm before the storm.
The scoreboard has made it seem like the Stormcast Eternals.
The Skaven storm.
The
Skaven tide.
Skaven
Name drop.
Game between the underdog mechanic. Phenomenal.
Yeah, so for example, assuming...
Anytime you score 3 cards in any given turn in a game of Spearhead, you are playing correctly and you are doing it right. Because that means...
Yeah, they've been getting chased. Okay, so I think they're close enough that they are also in melee with the Flyers.
I think.
Or is Kip keeping them out?
I think Kip has kept them out, but I'm not 100% sure.
Secret. Yeah,
Okay.
you draw your hand to the battle.
Because yeah, so
I
this
can't
is an
tell if there's
example
one-
of if those Skaven all survive, they'll control that objective just because they have so many bodies.
So yeah, there's no upside to showing your opponent just for style and profiling.
Certainly a little bit of the back and forth from these contestants we've seen here.
Did you notice the Ark and Land reference by Claudio?
I did. I thought that was.
I just had to my thumb automatically just went up.
Yep.
I'm like, damn, that was good. That's fantastic.
So not. I think that's a pretty decent roll.
Oh, he's stealing blue dice.
He did, yeah.
That's gonna corrupt someone's dice. We don't know whose yet.
And then see it all real manifest itself.
Oh, I think they may have corrupted Claudio's.
I'm
He's
going
claiming all the
into,
Stormcast dice.
prosecutors? No, the big
He's going to add them to his warp dice tally.
I want
I think we're into the crux of things, and we need to tune in to see what.
Come on, Kip.
Come on, Kip. Come on.
Lord Veritan.
He's now going to be gone.
Lord Veritan. What do you need?
Ooh. Not great. Not terrible.
I haven't seen it yet.
That was planned, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for subscribing, Leyland Club.
So 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Takes 1.
Yeah, I would have liked to see 5 wounds there, not 3, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
My turn?
Yeah, there was rendered nothing. They're clan rats.
Yes, sir. I'll.
Space Marine save.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna fight me again.
Took a wound.
They were really good, to be fair.
Can I pick which ones I want to fight him with?
It makes no. Yeah, you can just go and.
I think he should have put them into the winged guys,
Fighting back.
since they seem a bit more brittle.
Oh, I fight back to back?
I'm wondering if one of his cards was about
Killing
a
character.
hero. Yeah,
You know, yeah, I'm gonna go with the prosecutors first.
that's my assumption.
6, 7.
Generally, you want to play objectives. That will typically be a more guaranteed win, but still not a guaranteed win in any capacity. But normally, you want to play objectives. Killing enemies is fun, and some people will play just to table their
And
opponent.
works, and some armies have objectives that are built towards it.
Yes, and some armies are built towards killing the army, depending on if it's like more thematic for them. Like for example, Khorne, I think has a lot of objectives and such that are about killing the enemy because he's taking skulls for the skull throne and blood for the blood god.
Same for the Tyranids. You eat things.
Yeah, exactly. And so there is stuff like that, but generally you want to play to whatever your objective is rather than purely just wiping your opponent off the board. Unless that somehow, I guess, scores you points. But again, that would still be playing to the rules of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And in my experience, if you really want to win, you go for the objectives and such.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all good.
No, I'm joking. All right, here he goes. I've berated him enough that now I will call him by his actual name.
Abjuration.
Lord Veritan, please roll
5.
badly.
And wounds. Let's go. Oh, son of a.
Oh, he didn't wound! Oh my god!
He hasn't even rolled the hit yet on my screen.
They just did the wah 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 noise.
He's been letting me down this game, this son.
I will say that the hit and wound rolls have been a little lackluster, but the armor saves have been great.
Yes.
Just go through. Just go through. Just go.
Skaven might hold the center.
All right.
I know.
Damage is.
Well, what's the straight through?
It's rend 1, so save rend 1. Yeah,
Sixes. Ready for this? Sixes coming up.
No 6s.
Come on, 6s. Come on. Oh, show us! He's drinking the warp. Oh, it didn't help.
That's why.
2, right?
Do it one at a time for
one at a time?
Yeah, just for the
one at a time for alright. Oh.
That's 2.
The gimmick didn't help.
2. Oh, that's 2.
Oh no, it's D3s.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he killed 4.
Oh no. 2 and 2, yeah.
Claudio doesn't. Claudio has 6 on the objective.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, they don't control it.
Oh, one.
There, one.
Sorry, 5.
One,
Yeah,
two,
yeah,
three,
5.
five.
Sorry.
So,
So at the
I
end of
need-
the turn, Seething Swarm can return D3
I
slain
need
models to
a
this unit
5
for
or a
the clan.
6.
Wait, does it just let it come down this one dice roll?
All I'm going to say is I need a 5 or a 6.
I'm
not going to tell you what.
Oh, he's going to do Seething Swarm. He's using his ability.
Okay.
Come on. Come on, Claudio. Or, sorry, Kip. I think Claudio just left.
This is it. Can we go back to us for a second?
Yeah. And he
Oh,
got
no.
me. So we would be right down the
This is too
middle.
good.
I need reinforcements.
What's he got?
There we go.
An icon. A Stormcast.
He
Claudio
just
needs
left on my screen.
Claudio needs reinforcements. He's getting reinforcements.
Oh, don't tell him.
I see. He's bringing a standee.
Yeah. Oh, good. They're showing Kip's book. You didn't. I don't think you saw this with the, or I don't know if you saw their entrances or not.
Wow.
Missed.
How many?
Oh, so
I can't see what
close.
the.
Two? One
You chuck
dice
it on
on the
us now.
floor. Where's the dice?
Yeah,
on the
so
floor?
this.
Oh, it's in the.
It's okay. I'm not going to need it.
No,
Okay, he got 2 back in.
it's not enough.
At the end of the
Not
turn,
enough.
At the end of the turn.
Okay.
3.
Did he?
1, 2. However, this made these 2 worth an extra 1.
So it's 4.
So that's 4.
Yeah.
I also
7.
did not manage to take this,
Yep.
but I have 5.
What is that?
3 inches within the long battlefield
Oh,
edge.
yeah.
I have 6. Wholly within.
Because if he had taken the center, that would have given him 5.
Uh-huh.
And he would have gotten that card, that would have given him 6.
All I had to do was fight and not lose my unit.
He tied.
If my math is correct, which is a victory!
End of the game. It's a tie. Holy crap.
I think he wins because he was the underdog.
When we capture the handshake there and look at the emotion on the players.
Because he says it's a victory for
That
him.
was an amazing time, and then we saw it walk by step by step.
Yes, you are correct.
Could he get there?
Of course.
Dear me, oh my, what a picture finish.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, good job, Kip.
Woo! Skaven!
So really, so as soon as Kip had his hand, he knew he had it.
Yep.
Because he knew he had the 2 objectives. He knew those were worth 4. And all of his other ones were guaranteed. So he had that the entire time.
He did. That's great. All right.
Look at that first game.
All right, folks, thank you for joining us. We will be back tomorrow where Angela will be playing new of Fallout New Vegas. That's going to be happening at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, or if you're in the UK, I believe that would be 9 p.m. if you're out in London. Angela, I will hand it back to you for saying goodbye. Folks, it's been a pleasure joining you for this Warhammer preview. I am out.
Thank you, Chaos Cultist. It was lovely to have you. All right, as you heard, yes, that's going to be it for us today. This was such a good game. I really am impressed with the back and forth that actually happened in this game. I loved seeing the Skaven get their comeback, and I'm honestly excited to jump in to at least trying Spearhead out when it comes to Age of Sigmar, and I do like the look of the new box set, so hopefully maybe I'll be able to get my hands on it. That's my optimism there. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Sorry about the slight hiccup that was the beginning of the stream, or the first one that we had to shut off because I was getting weird drops and my internet was just being super weird. But thank you guys for all jumping back in. This was amazing, and I will see you tomorrow starting at 1 p.m. Pacific time, playing some more Fallout New Vegas. Now, my plan in New Vegas is to go and talk to the leaders of the NCR, since we saw Kaisar last time, and then I think we also need to get our upgrades. So there's a couple things that we have to do. And we might even go see the Brotherhood. So there's a couple different things that we're going to be doing tomorrow. And then after that, next week when we're playing more Fallout New Vegas, I'm hoping to start my first DLC. So I hope you're excited for that. And we have on Saturday a preview one more time where we'll be watching some more Warhammer reveals, seeing what Games Workshop has for us from their other lines. So I'm excited for that as well. There's a lot. Like I said, there was a lot of streaming this week. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye!